We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And welcome to Zapped to the Past Christmas Cracker. Yes, it's that time of the year. We've stopped playing Commodore 64 games to celebrate the festival of Christmas, or whatever it is that you call it, wherever you're from, or whatever sort of thing. And I am joined, as ever, by Mr. Graham Raddings. How are you doing, Mr. Graham Raddings? Are you all right on this Christmas special?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a bit of a manic run up to Christmas, actually. Lots of crazy things culminating in me tumbling down a staircase in a well-known retailer today, which was fun for everybody but me. And other than that, all good. Yeah, I'm okay.
How did that happen?
I lost my footing on a slippery staircase, and down I went like a stack of dominoes. Luckily, I didn't break anything apart from potentially a few old people. I think I scared them literally to death. So.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Okay. Well,
I'm all right.
You're all right, though, aren't you? You're all right? Nothing broken?
Yeah, nothing broken as far as I'm aware.
Okay, that's good to hear. We're also joined, as ever, for our Christmas cracker, by Mr. Gary Wilson. How are you doing, Gary? You all right?
Good evening.
Golf clap for Mr. Wilson. Hey!
Wow.
Golf clap. Hey!
I'm happy to be here, wherever I am.
We appreciate you. We really do.
We do.
You're the only ones.
Doesn't seem that long ago since we had you on the last Christmas cracker.
I have to say, I put all of that behind me and got on with my life since. But yeah,
absolutely.
It all came flooding back.
Well, therapy bills were massive, but you know.
Yeah. But thank you for inviting me on again to talk with you guys about various Christmassy things.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you on, Gary.
Yeah, it was demanded though. The people demanded you be on this. Patreons, well, that was it. But that's people.
It was a Patreon, wasn't it?
And it was Gary.
Well, I need to fill the time when I'm at home, so the whole family have been moved upstairs, so I can do this.
Lovely.
So yes.
Why don't you go upstairs?
Yeah,
because the computer's down here.
Moves computer.
Is it not portable? Is it one of those big sort of units type?
Yeah,
thing?
it's like a Cray. What was the name of the supercomputer? It was a Cray, wasn't it?
Cray. Yeah, it was a Cray.
Yeah, Cray.
No,
Whopper.
Whopper.
Whopper, as in if you're a War Games fan.
Oh, is that what it was called in War Games? What was the one in 2001?
HAL,
that's it. And HAL was, if you move each letter across, you get IBM. That's not a coincidence, is it?
It's not.
No.
I don't believe it is.
Mr. Kubrick knew what he was doing with that.
What happens if you move it the other way? What would you get? IBM JCB.
No.
JCN. That don't work, does it? That's
no, it doesn't.
Jucken.
No. Stanley Kubrick knew what he was doing when he went one way and didn't go the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What a genius he is.
Open the pod bay doors, Jucken. Don't work, does it?
No, it
doesn't have quite the same ring, does it, that?
No, it doesn't. But anyway, it's Christmas. Are you all ready? You all ready for Christmas? Everything wrapped? Everything bought?
Wrapped, no.
The tree?
Purchased, mostly purchased, yeah. There may be a few last-minute stocking fillers, as they call them, to fill stockings with. But other than that, and that's probably going to be something like gold coins, not real ones, of course, chocolate. I'm not that rich.
Oh, God, chocolate. It might as well be gold these days. It might cost a chocolate.
Well,
Ridiculous.
I'm very picky these days about the kind of chocolate I buy because a lot of it's been filled with palm oil and it isn't really chocolate anymore. And even the chocolate companies are having a hard time proving it, aren't they? So
They are.
The blue ribbons are not chocolates anymore.
No, chocolate flavoured.
Yeah, chocolate flavoured blue ribbon. What a world we live in.
Yeah, chocolate flavoured club biscuits.
Shrinkflation, less for your money. It's just a...
Will's gone to the dogs. It's just gone to the dogs.
It does.
Well, they get better chocolate than us these days. Dog chocolate.
The dogs.
dog chocolate, yeah, it's better than we get.
Yeah, true. And, of course, Quality Street is not quality anymore, is it? It's a little bit... It's gone off the quality. Not quite as high quality street.
Quality Street has been usurped in most households by heroes and celebrations, surely. Who buys Quality Streets anymore? Anybody under 70 buy Quality Street?
I bought
we
some.
haven't.
No, not for me. No, not for me.
But they are disappointing.
We bought Chocolini this year from Poundstretcher.
Chocolini.
I don't know what they'll be like.
God, the hell the world has fallen.
I'm sure. I'm looking forward to enjoying a sweet Chocolini.
That sounds like a magician that appeared on 321. And now it's your entertainment, the great Chocolini.
I don't know what'll happen when I open the tub. Maybe he'll appear.
Well, I doubt very much. There's going to be no chocolate in them. It's 5% chocolate or something.
No, there won't be any chocolate in them. It's just it's just pretend chocolate.
It's chocolate flavoured air.
It's brown painted nuts.
Ew.
Oh, well, I've seen enough of them in my days.
That is true. That is very, very true. Right. Okay. Should we get on to some? We've got subjects to discuss like we did last year. So we get on to our first ones. Are you all ready to do that, guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to pull
reasonable.
I'm going to pull like a 3, 2, 1 face and go, yes, of course, let's go for it.
All right. Okay. But before we do that, just a sort of quick reminder: we do have a Patreon. If you want to sign up for that, you can actually chat with Mr. Gary Wilson himself. He's on there. If you want to talk to him, you can do that. It's the less than a price of a pint of beer these days, unless you go to Weatherspoons, I suppose. But yeah, so sign up for that. Patreon.com/Zapped to the Past and come along and join us. I mean, at the end of the day, we've only got one more bread bin to do, or 2 more, I suppose, if you want to get in on them for 1992. But yeah, go and sign up and join up, and you could have actually added comments to this show if you'd have done that, but you didn't. But you could have done, but never mind.
Yeah, you could have asked Gary questions directly. Ask him questions. Challenge him. Challenge his views. He's not right about everything, you know. Damn it.
He's very right about very little.
Exactly. Eddie Little. He is right about him.
Yes, that is true.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Let's get to the first part. It is films.
Okay.
Films for 2025. Anyone want to start?
I would like to discuss there's a couple of things. Firstly, I'd like to say that this has not been a great year for films again. And also, I did venture back into the cinema, which I don't like anymore. I don't like the cinemas because of what they've become. And it just proved to me how much I hate it, because trying to watch Nosferatu, which was quite an atmospheric movie, in amongst a sea of teenage crinkly rappering, mobile phone watching buffoonery, well, I'm afraid it was too much. And then I thought, I'll give it a second chance. I went to see Interstellar at the IMAX, which I thought would have been an amazing experience, only for it to be gate-crashed by a family with 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds!
Yeah. We went to see, me and my son went to see Fantastic Four, First Steps, and that was ruined by a massive family just coming in and taking up the row in front of us that had a newborn baby. Pretty much, or a toddler. Yeah, pretty well. There's a bit in the film where she does, isn't there? But it's like, well, not a newborn, it's a toddler. It wasn't very old, put it that way. And so about 40 minutes into it, 45 into it, what happened with the toddler? We got bored, started kicking seats, mouthing off, sort of thing. So I said, can you please sort your child out? And didn't go down too well.
Hello down there, could you please sort your child out?
And then she was on a phone as well. His mum was on a phone, and I was like, she was like, I'm expecting an important call. I was like, well, can you take it outside? Well, I'm looking after him. I said, well, take him out with you. I was not happy.
Honestly, I can't believe that you had to actually challenge someone. But that's the sign of the damn times. That's why I don't like going to the cinemas. And they've got the cheek to charge near epic levels for a bag of bloody popcorn and sweets and a drink. I don't know why. Why are the sizes so gargantuan? Why? I don't want that much liquid.
I said, I don't want take a pizza in. I said, you do pizzas now.
Yeah, I've seen. I went to the Everyman. Bear in mind, we went to see that Amy Winehouse movie. I took the wife out to see, because I thought that'd be nice. I thought it'd be a bit of a date night and everything. 100 quid for the tickets and all the snacks, and for 100 quid it cost me. It's more expensive than a 5-star bloody restaurant.
Yeah, Everyman is very expensive.
I mean, and that was effectively to just go into a big room and sit on a sofa. I'm like, we could do this at home and not spend 100 quid. We've got sofas at home. No,
true. What about the films though?
Yeah,
Gary, you go to the cinema a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I've got the pass for one of the chains.
I bet they hate you in there. I bet they absolutely detest you walking in. Oh God, it's him.
He'll be walking out halfway through.
I did moan about... Oh, yes, that's right. I moaned about the Cineworld in-house adverts with this strange fella who plays before every single film. And I said, could you get rid of that? Because he's so annoying. But anyway, I go quite a lot because I've got
You
the
asked him
pass.
to change the adverts.
Yeah.
Honestly, they dread you
Did you
being
actually
in there.
go up and ask them?
Yeah, well, you have to have seen this. It's a trailer type thing for the Cineworld, and it's so bad. It's so bad. If anyone,
I'm pretty sure that probably comes from like Cineworld head office. It's not the local cinema.
No,
Exactly.
I said, could you just get rid of it, please? Just get rid of it.
How are they going to do that? You are
Well,
honestly.
I know. I didn't expect that.
They dread you in there. They dread it. I'm telling you, the same like every comes. It's like Mark Kermo shit out an egg, and out that egg crawled a special moth, and it's called Gary.
To be fair, I've actually been probably about 50 times this year. And,
Wow. Okay, that's quite a lot.
And to be fair, the audiences have been quite good. I mean, I did manage a cinema for 8 years, and I have to tell you, I put me right off going to the cinema. So it's taken me 20 years to get back into it. So, the films have come out this year. I think this year I actually enjoyed quite a few films at the cinema. I saw.
You wouldn't know that from what you sell to us. You say everything's rubbish. You bloody
Every
great
time
liar.
we get a message from you, going in to see this, come out, it's rubbish.
It's crap. Superman crap. Fantastic Four. Not as bad as the crap one, but nearly crap.
Walked out halfway through. This was terrible. That was
to
awful.
be fair, with Tron Ares, I don't blame you for that.
I did walk out of Tron after an hour, and I thought it's got an hour or so left. I said, I was like, I can't put up with this. And I walked out, and the woman, the usher lady said, "You're not the first. We've had that all week, people walking out of Tron. It is so bad." But I didn't like Superman either, which obviously you guys liked, I guess.
I didn't like or hate it. I've tuned out of all these newer of these superhero movies. I've just kind of tuned out of them.
But it was preposterous. I mean, the whole thing was preposterous. Like, he rescues a squirrel.
Well, it is Superman.
It's
the whole idea of
it.
Like, rescuing a squirrel.
It's reality. Well, yeah.
And then there's...
Why is a squirrel not as worthy of being rescued as somebody else?
It did make me laugh that when the name of his robot helper was Gary, which that did make me laugh a little bit at the end. I was like, oh yeah, always a Gary. You have to watch out for them.
Am I right in thinking that the voice of Gary is the same guy that did the voice in Rogue One for that robot in Rogue One?
Yeah, it's Alan Tudyk, isn't it?
Yeah, really good at that sort of thing.
Tudyk.
Not Alan Tudyk, you...
It's the pilot. I don't know if you ever watched Firefly or Serenity or any of that. He's the pilot in that.
He's a specialist voice improviser only in robots.
Yeah, he does a lot. He does a lot of voiceovers.
Well, he's definitely no C-3PO, is he really? So anyway,
it's really good as the robot in Rogue One.
I didn't like Superman, but there were a few good films. I saw a film called I Swear about do you remember the documentary on BBC 1989 about the guy with Tourette's? Did you remember watching that?
Yeah, I remember watching it.
And they've made a film now with Robert Aramayo in, and he is outstandingly good as this lad with Tourette's, and I cried at the end. I have to say, I got all emotional, and it was very, very good. So that was one of the best films of the year. I watched Life of Chuck, Stephen King adaptation. I like that. I like The Brutalist with Adrian Brody. That was very, very good.
It's on my list to watch. That is, I've got that to watch.
Very beautifully shot and edited and put together. I mean, it is just a proper film. I watched Together. That was good.
Yeah, I quite like that.
I enjoyed that. Weird, not for the squeamish. It was very much a body horror.
Riffing off the Thing a lot. That
the Thing, Society.
Yeah, it prompted me to watch Society. Actually, I meant to add that to my list. I rewatched that because of that.
I was going to watch it, then I got about a few minutes in, and I figured out where it was going to go, and I was like, I don't particularly want to see this.
I think you know where that's going from the second it starts to reveal itself upon you.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm not in the mood for this, so I turned it off.
And then we had the two vampire films, didn't we? Which they were both very, very, very good. Nosferatu, which came out early January's time, something like that.
Yeah, January, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then we had Sinners, which came out a bit later, and I thought both were very, very good. I mean, Sinners, I didn't know anything about it. I just went in kind of cold. I didn't really rate the director or any of the cast, but man alive, what a film that is. I mean, you don't want to give too much away in spoilers, but the couple of musical sequences in that film that just jaw-dropping. I mean, it elevates a kind of a genre vampire picture to something else, I think. That middle section. The middle third is just astounding. The barn dance sequence, people just have to watch that. The whole price of entry for that 5-minute sequence where you get the history of black music in a barn. It is just astounding. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, this is like a vampire film. What am I watching here? It's just gone off the scale.
I agree. It took my breath away a bit, that sequence. I think it's my favourite sequence of the year, actually.
Absolutely my favourite sequence of the year. The way that interwove 1,000 years of, music from the Africa slavery days, hip-hop, rock, Jimi Hendrix, everything is just literally thrown in that mix, and it's a vampire film. You're like, where did this come from? I actually wanted to stand up and applaud in the cinema.
It was exceptionally well done, wasn't it?
I just absolutely wanted to stand up.
He did. Applaud. Like, oh, it's him again.
It's him again. He's going to ask us to cut that advert out at the beginning again. 15th time this year.
Sit down, sucker.
He Max Caded somebody who just sat in front of him laughing and with a cigar.
That was funny. When we watched that a couple of weeks ago, that bit really. He's watching a Problem Child, and he's absolutely in hysterics just to wind everybody,
not really laughing, up. Just making laughing sounds.
Someone hit him on the back. Shout you
checking on the peanut.
Yeah, I think people should know that is the remake of Cape Fear and Robert De Niro.
Yes,
of course.
Yeah, I did enjoy Sinners. I wasn't sure what it was. It did. I mean, plot wise, it's from Dusk Till Dawn.
Essentially.
But that sort of lessen it anyway because it's a bit more serious. Bit more done, it's a bit more interesting than
don't have Quentin Tarantino in it. I think that's a blessing.
No, that is a blessing. But I wasn't sure what to expect. I know you guys had seen it before me and sort of recommended it, and me and my partner watched it and was like, that is a very good film. It's a really good film.
And I particularly like the use of music in that, but not just the sequence that Gary's mentioned there, but there's a later sequence where there's like almost a song and dance musical number, and it's just just astonishing. Yeah, it's just so good.
If it doesn't win Best Music at the Academy Awards, it's been robbed.
Yeah, I bet it won't though, but that stupid, what's it called, that Ariella Grande or whatever she's called, is in the new thingamajig.
I wasn't too keen on that one either.
No, she's outperformed by a broomstick from what I hear.
Hey, aren't we all?
Well, yeah, but I think it's the first time when she looks more petrified than the twigs on the trees. So, I mean, she's obviously going through something. All of them are, aren't there? There's been a lot of talk about it. I'm not going to body shame anybody. People are who they are, want to be, and whatever. But she does look a little bit ill compared to what she used to, and I wonder sometimes
she does look very thin. Yeah, very thin. I mean, she's a dreadful actress. Just dreadful. I mean, she's a very good singer, Ariana Grande.
Well, that's why she was hired for that singing.
As an actress, she is just awful. And Cynthia Erivo in the two Wicked films are by far and away the best part of those films.
I haven't watched either because I don't want to.
No, I'm not going to bother. But in terms of the vampire films, just to come back to vampire, I preferred Nosferatu of the two of them.
You just like the pretty lady. What was her name?
No, it's Johnny Depp's
Johnny Depp's daughter. Yeah.
Lucy Depp.
You don't very often get these days a good, solid gothic horror.
It was very good.
They're few and far between, and I like Robert Eggers' films as well.
I don't like his films.
So I really like The Witch, The Lighthouse. And things like that. So I really like them. There's some great sequences in this. Incredible sort of cinematography and use of special effects. And Skarsgård as the Nosferatu character is just unrecognisable from Pennywise and stuff like that. It's just a really good gothic horror. I watched it again recently, and you just don't get them like this very often these days. And it's Nosferatu was the standout for me. It's just one of my favourite films of the year, I have to say, these days.
Nosferatu had a very incredible performance from the lead actress in there, didn't it? She was all that facial contortion and all that contortion she was doing. She did all that herself, didn't she? It was wasn't any kind of fancy makeup effect. She actually did, all that rolling your eyes back white and all that tongue sticking out and waggling your head around and all that. No, I thought it's an exact copy of what Gary does when he goes to the toilet for a really strenuous shit. That's this. So she's obviously done some studying, I have to say.
I was here. I was the on-set advisor.
I imagine you would be. You're not straining enough. Your veins aren't showing in your temples. But she was very good in it. And likewise was Harker. At least he was a good Harker this time. And I have to say, I agree with you. That sequence up to where he goes into the castle when he's going down that long, lonely road and the carriage pulls up. It's just brilliantly done. All of that part, I thought it was brilliantly done. Really, really good. I went to the cinema. Apart from the knobheads in the cinema that tried to ruin it, the film itself was exceptionally good.
Yeah. It's dark and bleak as well. So,
yes, it was actually.
Which is always a winner. But yeah, that's, I think, my favourite film of the year.
Mine was Weapons out of my films of the year.
Weapons is a close second for me.
I liked it, and then I didn't like it. I wanted it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I wanted it to have... I didn't like the path that it walked down towards the last third. I didn't like that. I wanted it to be more metaphysical rather than just a straight up oh, look, here we go. This is the villain here.
You're more interested in the what's going on rather than once you know once you know what's going on. It's like you weren't satisfied with that reveal.
No. I mean, I would have preferred it to be a bit weirder than it kind of played out. I didn't really want a baddie, if you know what I mean. I wanted something else.
Sort of the classic, not classic because it wouldn't say it was classic. That's kind of the problem of that guy's films is that, and it's something he's been not accused. Again, that's the wrong word, but something that's been noticed is that sometimes his films end before they end, and so you get the ending, the reveal, which should be a big ending, is actually kind of soft killed before it gets a chance to do that. He did the same with the one with the woman in the basement and all of that.
Barbarian.
Where
I haven't seen it. I've got.
So you'll notice when you watch it, the same sort of thing happens because obviously he's playing with different times and things happening in this sort of different sequences, and that's all very clever. But I think the payoff that you want is kind of not quite as big as you want it to be, and then after that, it's kind of a little bit like feels a little bit like a anticlimax. So I sort of get where you're coming from. However, I went into seeing that. Well, I didn't see it at the cinema. I have to say I watched it on home recording. I went in without knowing anything about it at all. I hadn't even seen the trailer. And so going into it like that, I kind of regret not seeing it with an audience, although they would have frustrated me. But it was quite an amazing thing to just unravel upon you. And that sequence where the kids are running out of their homes at the beginning with the music is brilliant. It's genuinely brilliant.
The first half of the film is excellent. Yeah, I mean, and I like the lead actress in it. She's always watchable.
She's actually very good in most things she's been in, actually.
She's Silver Surfer, is it? She's the Silver Surfer.
She is Silver Surfer, yeah. She's great in Ozarks as well.
Yeah, she's really... You wouldn't even know it's the same person, really, would you?
Wasn't she in the werewolf movie last year?
Yes, she was.
What was that called?
Werewolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a werewolf film called Werewolf.
Well, that's not a very dramatic title.
Which I didn't think was
Willoughby Chase, Gary.
I didn't think was very good.
I didn't think it was great, no, but I thought she was the best thing in that as well, and she carried the film.
She's an actress.
So she's very good, yeah. But yeah, my two films of the year were Sinners and an Italian film called Parthenope, which you can get on one of the streaming services, I think.
By one of my favorite frothy souffle, Gary.
No, it's by one of my favorite directors called Paolo Sorrentino, who made a couple of great films. One was called The Consequences of Love, about a gangster accountant who is in hiding. Very good, that is. And another one called The Great Beauty, which again was very similar to this. Lots of good-looking people wandering around Rome doing glamorous things. And this is the same kind of thing, but it's beautifully done. It's hyper stylish. Exactly the kind of lots of shots of people not really doing anything, just looking beautiful, which is basically right up my street.
Haunting abstract symbolism.
It is
Gary.
haunting abstract. That and Sinners. So Sinners and Parthenope were my two favourite films from this year.
Well, I had a bit of a retrospective year because I watched a lot of films that I'd managed to get hold of in new versions. So as much as don't get me wrong, my favourite cinema new film of this year, I guess, was probably Weapons, I think, out of the ones I've seen. But I watched, I got hold of a number of sort of unusual prints of things. And because I've got a makeshift cinema room in the house, I sort of watched a 35mm print of The Thing. I got a really nice 35mm, full frame 35mm print of The Shining. And I've enjoyed watching some of those, but I also watched them with my youngest lad, who's 17 now. They're not so young, really, just because he hadn't seen any of these things. And it's quite interesting to watch some of these sort of classic horrors like The Shining, The Mist. I watched Manhunter with him, Pet Sematary, Doctor Sleep. We both watched because we'd watched The Shining, Time Crimes. We watched a bunch of different films, and it was really great to sit with them and go through the experience with them. And all of the films they really loved, really, really liked The Shining a lot more than I thought he would, and really enjoyed Manhunter as well. So it was quite nice. So some films just seem to be able to resonate no matter what age the audience, doesn't it? Which was quite comforting.
I watched The Thing with my son. He's the same age, isn't he? And because he wanted to see it, and I was like, okay. Because while he's been here, when he comes here, we've been sort of going through sort of modern and old horror films.
Yeah, same, exactly the same. It's been quite an enlightening experience, isn't it? I watched all the Chris Nolan's movies, including all of the the weird ones, and tried to track down all of the sort of short movies and bits and bobs. That was an amazing experience. Although its Tenet still confuses the shit out of me, but there you go. And then other than that, I watched a couple of new prints. I found a really nice print of Eyes Wide Shut, which I'd recommend everyone watches. It's been remastered, recleaned up, and also put into HDR, which was quite interesting. Yeah,
I thought that was a film that's aged better than I thought it would have.
I think it has.
It got completely panned when it came out.
It really did.
Really, it didn't help that he died about a week before it came out.
Yes, he did.
But I think that it holds up well as a 50-odd-year-old man. You know, when I first watched it, I was like late 20s or whatever. As a 50-odd-year-old man, I sense the undercurrents of sexual tension and marriage and so on and so on.
Yep.
Comes to the fore when you watch it again as an older, wiser head. And I think that works a lot with Kubrick's films. Is that I think they're better suited to growing. Watch them when you're a young person, but then watch them, you get a completely different experience when you watch them as an older head. Totally.
And it's interesting because you're in that film, out of all of Tom Cruise's movies, which he's pretty good in it, he does do the Tom Cruise method of acting, which is just to kind of repeat every line that somebody says to him back to them at every given moment. And if you play the drinking game, where every time you repeat something that somebody says, you have to take a shot, I'd say about 20 minutes in, you're completely fucked. So I would recommend that.
By the end of it.
Yeah, probably.
I think Bring Her Back is worth a mention. I think Bring Her Back is a good horror film. I quite enjoyed that because it obviously talked to me, wanted to sort of follow, no, not quite a follow up, but same people. Bring Her Back, I thought, there's more to Bring Her Back. It's actually quite a sad film, but it's also brutal in its sense as well. So I quite enjoyed
horrible.
that. September 5th, which is about the 1972 Olympic.
Yeah, I saw that
situation. That was
quite
good.
It was very dry, though, wasn't it? It's very dry.
Yeah, it is what it is. 20 years later is maybe worth a mention for the weirdness of the ending.
Yeah, it's difficult to talk about it without giving it away, the ending, because obviously the new film comes out in January, I think.
It's an odd film.
The tone changed in the last 10 minutes.
But also as well, like the totem of skulls and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Jodie Comer's very good in it, though.
The acting's fine. It's the structure of the film and the weirdness and and also I don't think I particularly like the superhuman.
No, I didn't like that.
Rage infected.
No, I didn't like that. But what do you do as a filmmaker? Everything the zombies has been done, though, isn't it?
Maybe not.
Where'd you go with it?
Maybe don't do it.
But Omega Man for me, those where you've got these alpha type ones.
Yeah.
All a bit weird that, but because it's gone back to the original director writer combination for this one, I think, was it?
Yeah, Garland and Boyle. Yeah.
Because they've done the next one as well, I think, haven't they?
So, no,
is it not? Are
someone
they
else
just producing it or something?
They've just produced it, so there's another director.
So
the new one.
I have to be honest. After the first couple of movies, I wasn't really into them anyway. The second one, the beginning of the second one, still is a great beginning.
Second of the first 5-10 minutes where he's got to run out of the house and they're legging it after him. You're like, oh my god, that they're not going to kill the main character off right at the beginning, but you're like, oh, so tense. I lived in London when they were filming the second one, Canary Wharf and round where I used to live, and used to see all the crew around town.
Really? Did you say hello to him and ask him to take the adverts out of film?
Yes.
Thinks that's him again. God's sake.
I mean, we haven't even got to the point of discussing probably the best film of the year with Naked Gun.
That one's very good.
I'm not going to bother.
When it comes to the worst movies, goodness me, there's plenty of contenders for that. But Gary, anyway, you were stuck at
Megan 2.0, which I watched, and I was pleasantly surprised with because it didn't do what I was expecting it to do, which was just to be a rehash of the first film, which was passable entertainment. If you just go with it, it is what it is. It's a doll, and it's got to go evil. Fair enough. The second one is a bit more. It's a tenet around AI, but it's also got one of the little funniest sequences in it that I've seen in the film. It's had me laughing my head off for ages, where she sings to the woman, but you have to watch it because the way it just comes in out of the middle of nowhere is like just had me laughing for quite a while. Companion, I thought was quite interesting.
Felt like a Black Mirror episode. That
Companion,
yeah,
very very much. But there's some nice ideas in it when he shoots her in the head and then that doesn't work. I thought that was quite
it's
quite
good stuff in there.
Catherine Bigelow's House of Dynamite on Netflix. That was pretty good. It's essentially it's the same story, so same 40 minutes or same sort of half an hour told 3 times. It's basically what it is that there's a missile launched at the US.
A nuclear missile launched at the US. Ferguson in, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's right.
It's good. I mean, it's good if you want. It's in real time, so they're tracking this thing and they think, oh, we'll stop it, we'll do this, and it goes wrong, and they don't, and then it cuts to a different point of view of what's happening then at the president's point of view and where he is, and it's I find it quite interesting. It doesn't resolve itself, but it's it's what it is. I enjoyed Superman. Maybe we'll come to that with Gary to talk about that, but I liked it. The other decent Marvel one. I enjoyed Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts was better than I thought it was going to be as well.
Thunderbolts, oh my God.
I couldn't watch Thunderbolts because I'd have to put up with those terrible accents.
Well, whatever. But I quite enjoyed it. It's quite fun. And it's, again, not your typical superhero movie, sort of dealing with kind of what happens if a person with sort of mental health issues becomes ultra powerful and sort of things like that. So I thought that was quite an interesting take on the genre.
I saw it, yeah.
It was all right.
I wasn't too keen.
It was was it the same guy who did Parasite, wasn't it?
Yeah, Young Boone, whatever his name is. But
yeah, I thought it was quite interesting, quite funny in places, but
amazing visual effects in that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's no Back to the Future 3, but what is? Do your worst films?
I know I've touched on it, but I thought the worst film I saw this year was Superman, followed by Tron.
I can't believe you thought Superman was the worst film this year. That genuinely astonishes me.
I hated every single second of it. But
was the advert on before it? Did you put you in a bad mood?
The worst. I thought it was going to be the worst film was The Naked Gun, and I came out of it thinking I laughed twice, in a real laugh, and I didn't expect to laugh twice. So I'm kind of torn between thinking that is it the worst film? I mean, the first 10 minutes are so bad. The sequence in the bank. How can Liam Neeson, who's over 6 foot, become a child? It doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I don't think it needs to make sense. Yeah, I think you're looking too deeply there.
It just annoyed me.
You can't,
but she's a child walking into the bank, and you can't suddenly become a 6'3" Liam Neeson. It just doesn't happen. It just annoyed me.
He might be on his knees.
And I came out, and I was, like I said, I'd laughed twice, 3 times possibly, a real mirth, and I felt ashamed because I really, really, really wanted to hate it. And
you didn't get the return. You didn't get the return on your merry investment, then. Yeah.
I mean, some people might think it's funny. Yeah, to be honest, the best thing in it is Pamela Anderson. She is actually quite good in it, and her timing is much better than Liam Neeson, who's absolutely bollockingly dreadful. I mean, just so bad.
To be fair, he wasn't great in Krull either, so...
He wasn't great in Excalibur with that accent.
No.
But
it's just got a certain set of skills, hasn't he? And they're not comedy.
No.
I don't know what his skills are, really.
We'll ring him up and he'll tell you. He's got
it's the famous thing Liam Neeson is famous for, you idiot.
What's that?
The Taken, bit from Taken.
Bit from Taken, that's the famous bit.
I will hunt you down and kill you. Is that the one you're on about?
That's a paraphrase at best, but...
I will find out where you are and I will kill you. I thought that was quite a good impression.
It was, but you've gone more into Last of My Weekends, I think. But
yeah. And he wasn't even in that.
Me and you were going to have a disagreement.
Was he? He was still No Weekend on the left.
Did you see One Battle After Another? Because that was
on my list.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
It,
But you really love Paul Thomas Anderson, and I really, really dislike him. And I came out at the end thinking...
You didn't like it?
I was slightly disappointed that I didn't hate it, but it was all right. But his style as a filmmaker. Hang
on. So you went in with the like, I'm gonna hate this. I'm already predisposed to hate this. I'm gonna hate it. Oh, I'm dead disappointed I didn't hate it.
No, exactly.
That probably means it's pretty good.
It's all right. Don't get me. But I stopped watching both Inherent Vice and what was another one he did recently, Licorice Pizza or something, and I absolutely detested The Master. So he's not for me, but I'd give it like 5 out of 10. I wanted to give it 3 out of 10.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I really like that.
DiCaprio is always watchable.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I think he's the same in all his films, though, isn't he? He's got
watchable.
Same
just told you that
style. He's like it's the same. He's the same in every single thing he's ever done.
Yeah, he's dead the same in Wolf of Wall Street and The Revenant. He's just the same.
And What's Eating Gilbert Grape is terrible in that.
Oh, actually, to be fair, Gilbert Grape is a very good performance. It's
just the same.
It's just the same, though, Gary.
It's just the same. It is whatever.
Revenant and Inception. Just it's like two.
Yeah, it's like watching
sides of the same
Titanic.
coin.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
I don't know. My worst film of the year is Superman. I guess if I had to throw that into the hat,
crazy.
But come on, then you tell me your worst film of the year.
Tron, Ares.
Oh yeah, Tron,
which I haven't watched.
But Tron, the thing is about Tron is that it's so boring. Literally, it's just so boring.
It's the most boring movie of something that could be quite exciting if they thought about it, but they really just didn't.
Yeah,
it blew my mind. I mean, I watched that with my lad, and we went into that because prior to that we'd primed ourselves. We'd watched Tron and we'd watched Tron Legacy. Now Tron is incoherent gibberish, but okay, it's got 80s graphics and okay. And it doesn't pretend to be anything other than that. It doesn't dress it up. It is just lots of video game words and some fancy graphics. Fine. Tron Legacy, they try and weave some kind of weird mythology into it all. And it's got a little plastic face in it, which is really annoying. His plastic face just annoys me from the second it appears all the way through. So he's got Clue in there. But at least it's got a vibe and the music's very good. And it kind of just does have a kind of a vibe to it. And then Tron Ares is just a mysterious... I don't get it. I don't understand why they took it in the direction they did. I don't understand any of the logic of it. It makes no sense anyway in Tron, but to try and then do what they've done, which is just go full on crazy logic, and then to make it about some kind of corporate war between two giant organizations that previously had never been mentioned other than Encom. And then somehow Dillinger's got this major big company, and then they've got this secret code to making things appear, 3D print things into the reality, which I would argue is quite complicated, but they can only exist for 29 minutes for pure convenience of story, because that's what it's all hinged on. It's just utterly stupid. And then on top of that, every time there's any kind of chase sequence or anything what you think would be exciting, it is just boring. Like cycle chases, boring. A giant recognizer floats through the city slowly and does nothing but break. It just falls to bits at the end. It is utterly, mind-bogglingly, mind-numbingly boring, to the point when I think even the people who are in it realise how boring it is, because at one point, Tron Ares, even though Tron isn't even in this, by the way, so it's just Ares, starts talking about how his favourite 80s band was Depeche Mode.
I know.
It makes no sense whatsoever, to the point when you're watching it in absolute... I mean, it made my 70-year-old swear. He doesn't really swear, and he's, swearing in front of your parents is a big thing when you're a 17, coming to 18-year-old. And it made him swear. He was like in effing and blinding, because it was just so frustrating for him to watch, because having gone through all the previous Trons and kind of got into the universe of it, but even though it is crazy and stupid, but it just, all of a sudden, you find yourself watching this going, this is just, I don't know. And also, it's got a lot of that fan wankery in it as well, when it's lip service to the fans. So there's loads of little nods and tips and winks and phrases and loads of that going on in it all the way through. And it just, in the end, it ends in the most obvious way that you saw coming a million miles away, badly. And it's just rubbish. It's utterly rubbish and way too long, like nearly an hour too long, really. It's shocking how boring it is. And you're right, Gary. It is the most dull thing, which is crazy when you think about what it is. And even the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack can't save that.
No.
It is absolutely dull, diarrhea. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying about Superman. That's a personal thing. But the worst made film is probably Tron Ares. They spent $200 million on sheer tedium. How can you mess this up? How can you make this like a light cycle chase through a city be boring? It's just everything about it is just so tedious.
I think when you're trying to tick so many boxes in a movie like they did with that, I mean, it's Spinal Tap 2 suffers from a very similar thing, albeit at the very different end of the spectrum. But because Spinal Tap 2 could have been really good if they'd have just made more Spinal Tap. But instead, they're trying to check all of the little nod boxes to the previous film, dragging up characters from the previous one. Where are they now? What are they doing now? What are they doing now? And it's completely unnecessary to the point when the main people in it, Spinal Tap, basically spend the entire movie just sat in chairs, doing very little.
I know.
Yeah, sighing and being relatively grumpy with each other, which in actuality was never the thing about them. It was the fact that they weren't actually that grumpy with each other. They were just kind of struggling to be musicians and struggling on a tour. They don't have that in this. It's this concert that's going to happen regardless. So there's no challenge or anything else. And of course, and then they have a big reveal. You've got Paul McCartney in there, wasted. You've got Elton John in there, honking. And then the payoff that happens in the film, it's just such a stupid thing to do. It was unnecessary. And obviously the tragedy of it all now, of course, is that Rob Reiner has sadly passed away under horrific circumstances. And of course, he was the director and star of that as Marty DeBerge. But makes it a little bit of a point watch now, but it's such a shame because you don't need to work hard to make a funny Spinal Tap movie. You just have to let them be them.
Let them riff. Just
let them do that.
I felt that it was over scripted.
Completely.
What was genius about the first film was you just knew they were just ad-libbing. They got told where the scene was going to start and where it was going to end, and how they got there was their business. But this one, it felt like they weren't improvising. It was just, like you say, they just sat in a sofa just going, All the way through it.
It had characters in it didn't need. So there's a character in it. I know you haven't seen it, but there's a character in it that's basically Simon Cowell, a Simon Cowell type character. It's even called Simon Howell, I think. It's completely superfluous to it. And there's no point of even being in it. I'm not sure what his purpose is. He provides no real. It's not a board for anybody to make jokes about or laugh from.
And he just provides.
No, well, Artie Fufkin is in it, believe it or not, briefly.
Oh, of course he is.
Of course he is, because everybody, even Janine is in it.
That's modern films, isn't it? The modern films are all going back to bring the original cast back.
Yeah.
They're all, so many of them are doing that. Like, you look at those crappy new Halloween films.
Yeah, no problem with it in something like this when it was a kind of documentary, but it is pointless. And Gary, you're exactly right. There's just not enough ad-lib. And when there is little bits of ad-lib, those are the best bits in it.
The bit about cheese and the guitar, you sense that was ad-libbed. You just thought he just made that up because it's so preposterous and it was the funniest moment in it.
Yeah, unlike the glue, where he's in the glue museum where he sticks glue up his nose, which felt completely scripted and unfunny. So
they like.
I'll give it a watch.
Cheese, it hadn't aged well, has it? They hadn't aged well.
No, it's such a shame. Actually,
it is a shame. I was so looking forward to it.
Well, so, my two worst films of the year. I watched this one because my son wanted to watch it because he liked the first one. I didn't mind the first one for what it was, but it's Black Phone 2.
I watched that. I'd never seen the first one.
I've seen the first one. It's awful. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculously stupid. I sat there watching it going, what is this crap?
I can't even really remember.
People rave about it, saying it's better than Sinister and better than Conjuring and all that.
No. It's preposterous. It's stupid.
A24?
It's really stupid. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I mean, probably.
Blue Mouse, is it?
Yeah,
it's Blue Mouse. It's a Blue Mouse one, yeah. But on top of that, I think the worst film I saw this year was Jurassic Park Rebirth, is it?
Oh, it's so bad. It's a rehash of the first one in the sense.
It's so bad. And we talk about stupidity in films. Scarlett Johansson, all right, she's supposed to be this like A grade hunter. She's brilliant hunter. That's why they hire her. They go back and there's this bit, so they all get thinking of there's dinosaurs on the island. It's all that again, you know what to expect. But there's this bit where they're trying to find this family who they've picked up, and they're sort of lost on this. So they get to the main complex. And it's at night, and they're like, we've got to find them, sort of thing. They walk into this complex and just start yelling for them, like when they're trying to hide from the dinosaurs. I was like, what are you doing? What is happening here? Why are you just walking in going, just shouting their names out? It's like, if you were a hunter, like, what are you, that was one moment from it.
I'll tell you the
section.
Yes.
Is it the opening bit with the Snickers bar wrapper?
The worst bit about the first 10 minutes was there's a dinosaur and everyone's going, oh my God, it's the dinosaur. And it says, people have got bored of dinosaurs. Hold on a minute. This is ridiculous. There's a great big dinosaur in the street. People pay good money to go to zoos to see meerkats. You think people are going to be bored of dinosaurs? Oh, yeah, people have got fed up of dinosaurs now. Boo, get out the road, dinosaur. Yeah. It's like, this is stupid conceit. It's a complete conceit for the whole rest of the film. It's preposterous, contrived, asinine, childish. Everything about it is just. They tried to basically give it the sense of wonder that Spielberg's first one had. They go to the island and so on and so on. It's just a rehash of those great moments, like here comes the T-Rex again. Look at his eye and da 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 da. Like the same thing that
dilated, doesn't
it?
Right.
Like ripping off Spielberg, and it's just crap. I mean, it is just absolute. I mean, they've gone downhill from the second one, to be honest.
I'd argue that there hasn't been a good Jurassic Park film since Jurassic Park.
No, I agree, but you know, you're dealing with how can you mess up this material? How can you mess it up? It's dinosaurs. How can you, I
keep doing the same story over and over again, doesn't it?
It is. Really? It's just a riff of the same thing. The genius was that Spielberg in 93 knew what he had and he was starting with a clean slate. So everybody else has just tried to riff off that and it's not worked.
Oh, well, I didn't like Jurassic Park. Right, there you go. Films. Some of them I've got to watch. Like I said, I will watch Spinal Tap 2. I think I'll watch Tron Ares at some point just for completion's sake. But
it'll anger you, but do.
I'm not looking forward to it, yeah.
Put it on just before you need to go to bed or something. I mean, seriously, you'll be sleeping 10 minutes.
Yeah, true, probably. Anyway, let's take a quick break because we're going to come back and we'll talk about music and stuff from this year. So music. And I'm just pretty much going to hand over to you guys, actually, because I just don't. I can mention podcasts, I suppose, podcasts I listen to, but generally. I don't really listen to music much these days, apart from if I have to. I listen to a lot from my neighbour who plays 1990s early grunge material very loudly all the time. But what about what has been lighting up your streaming music services this year, you two?
Well, I'll hand over to Gary because I looked over the top tracks of all the streaming services, and I couldn't honestly tell. I don't think I listened to a track from the top 50 knowingly.
I think the this year's music, we always do. We want to sound like old people and say like,
I'm happy to sound like an old person. We're in our 50s. Let's sound like 50-year-olds. I don't care.
The whole we've listened to it in the car. We've listened to so much K-pop. It's driving me nuts.
Is it really? Because people are raving about that. I don't really understand.
I mean, it's been around. Obviously, K-pop's been around for ages. Even I know about K-pop.
It's weird though. It's all glitchy and sweary, and
I don't really listen. I've never listened to it knowingly. What is the deal with it then?
Well, it's like there's a group called Cat's Eye that we have on in the car all the time, and during the summer, I swear we must have listened to the same tracks over and over again. You've got Rose, you've got Blackpink, all the Blackpink. I've heard
of Blackpink, but I don't know why.
Oh, I had to go see the film a few years ago, the concert film. Oh my God, I think I had a nap in that one as well.
What was the big K-pop film that came out recently?
Demon Hunters.
That one on Netflix, Demon Hunters.
I've not seen it. I know of it purely by just people mentioning it.
I think you were saying, Graham, you got to find your own. You got to go out there and look for it because you're not going to hear it on Radio 1 or whatever.
No. Which is pretty amazing that they've got that popular from that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, K-pop is not for me, but it's a bit like Charlie XCX. You know, I find her recent stuff just Charlie XCX. She's like it's one of the. Can I just
say, by the way, that name annoys me because she might as well just have written C, hasn't she? Because XC is 90.
I haven't given her any great level of
Roman numerals.
What's the big song from Charlie?
90 plus C is, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I don't know.
What's the big song from Charlie Sexy X, whatever she's called?
I've no idea. It just all sounds the same, glitchy. And I described it as sexy sexual without being sexy. It's just all talking about.
Is that like Sabrina Carpenter? Whatever. Is that the same mold?
Oh, God, Sabrina Carpenter, that in the car, that's driving me. That song nonsense. Oh, my God. I had to listen to it again this afternoon.
Don't you drive on your own most of the time? Why don't you just change it?
Well, no, I have to listen to it when Cora's my youngest is in the car, and it's like always K-pop, always...
what they're into
I've got
these
a bit
days.
of a thing, Chapel Row, and we talked about this last year. But my albums of the year, I would say there's a producer called HAAi, HAAi, and she did an album, or they did an album, HUMANiSE, very, very good. Fortet did an album with an American musician called William Tyler. Now, William Tyler is a American cosmic country guitarist who makes instrumental albums. One of my favourite albums the last 10 years was his modern country album.
Let me slow you down there a bit, Eged. Cosmic country is what?
Cosmic country, it's like ambient country music.
Oh, I thought it was going to be some kind of Lovecraftian horror country music.
No, cosmic country is like
I could get behind.
Lots of steel pedal guitars and over kind of ambient drones and that kind of thing. So
what makes it cosmic?
Because it's like when you listen to it, you have to consider your place in the universe type music. So that's
okay.
So that was Kieran Hebden and William Tyler, who did an album called 41 Longfield Street, late 80s, which is very good. Very, very good. There's a Swedish chap his band is called The Northern Territory, and he did an album called A Star in Orbit Still, massive synth pop. There's a Canadian group that I love called The Hidden Cameras. They had a new album out called Bronto. But my album of the year, and I've been listening to it the past 2 weeks almost constantly, is the latest, the fourth album from the Mexican artist ROSALÍA. I didn't expect much of it. I've never really heard of anything of ROSALÍA before. She does kind of folky crossover into kind of pop music. They're very big in Southern and Latin America. And quite frankly, it's just, I can't get over how astonishing it is. The premise of the album is it was recorded with about 20 different people. The London Symphony Orchestra plays on it. So she's basically made 4 suites of music based around 14 saints, and 14 saints from 14 different countries. So she sings in 14 different languages on this album. And it is, I swear to it is just absolutely astonishing. If you go check any song off the album out, as like I say, it's kind of built around, it's just an intense 40, 50 minutes. But listen to Sauvignon Blanc, which is just incredibly beautiful. What an artist she is. That was my favourite album of the year. There's a few synth albums that I really enjoyed. Farewell by a Greek artist called Cinemes. Eropsia by Steve Hauschild. I can put these all, you put them in the show notes. And one of my favourite artists the past few years, the album Public Works and Utilities by the rather preposterously titled person, Warrington Runcorn Newtown Development Plan. I think I mentioned them last year.
You did?
They had an album at 24 and they've just released their new one. And if anybody likes 70s and 80s synth music in the style of John Carpenter, this fella really will float your boat. It is very much like that. Going back to the use of modular synths, it's all incredibly evocative of the late 70s, early 80s film. His whole thing is based around the 70s and 80s public information films and kind of that hauntological aspect of the music. I'd advise all your listeners to start with ROSALÍA and Lux.
Now, you've described ROSALÍA as Mexican folky cod opera. And are you saying that appeals to fish as well?
Yeah. The artist fish are just fish in the sea.
You've put cod opera.
Cod opera. It's like an opera that's not
made for fish.
I was thinking that the album is like, I described it as like a work of art. And then I read the review of the Rolling Stone, and guess what? They described the album as a work of art. So I'm clearly lost at what I should be writing for the Rolling Stone. But it does work because it's just, she basically sings almost non-stop for 50 minutes all the way through it. And it seems to tell this incredible story based around femininity and what it's like to be a woman, basically. And I've no idea what she's singing about because she sings mostly in Spanish, in whatever, but it's just...
You're not a woman.
At least not as far as we know.
Well, I just want to be in touch with my feminine side, so I'm not afraid to say that.
I've seen what you like to be in touch with.
Yeah. And I'm sure if you were feminine, you'd want to be in touch with your feminine side for sure. You wouldn't stop touching it and probably rub it sore, you dirty bugger.
Well, lots of Billboard magazine put this album at number 2 on their list, and it's number 1 on quite a few lists. You can see the list on Wikipedia if you go to the Wikipedia page, how it's held in such high regard. And it only came out about a month or so ago. Right.
Well, links on the show notes for those kind of things. I haven't listened to that much new stuff. I'm so boring. I mean, I'll listen to what I listen to. My highlight of the year was Scalita, which was Ghost's new album, which was exceptionally good. If you like Ghost, if you don't, you're not going to get much out of that. I also went to see them live, and I have to say they are an astonishing group to see live. It really was really, really good. We were lucky enough to see the first leg of their world tour of the Scalita album. So again, I went with and took my lad. It was his first big concert we went to, so that was quite exciting. We went to the Manchester Arena, which was good, and we got some VIP tickets as well, not the ones where you go and meet the band and all that wasn't that fancy, but we got some really nice seats, and it was a really great experience. We had a really good day, and it was an amazing gig. It really was. Honestly, you forget how hard bands work when they really are proper working bands, and the stage show and everything was amazing. And what was an interesting, nice thing is that they banned the use of mobile phones in the actual concert themselves. Not for reasons of we don't want people to record it, although that was probably part of it, but it's so that nobody's enjoyment was spoilt by people waving their mobile phone in. So in order to go in, they gave you a little bag. You had to put your mobile phone in it. It was sealed shut so you couldn't use it, and you could just shove it in your pocket out the way. It made the entire experience better for everybody. So nobody, I mean, there may have been the odd one that sneaked their phone and videoed bits of it. Not that you'd get much from it from doing that because you'd stick out like a sore thumb, but there was a lot of people in that arena, and everyone had a really good unified experience. Everyone could see the stage. Nobody's arms were up in the air waving their phones around. There's lots of people waving their arms around, of course, but it was just a brilliant experience, and I think made better for that. So it renewed my faith a little bit. I hadn't seen a live band for quite some time because the ticket prices are obscene, I think, to see some bands. But I can see we got a 2.5 hour show out of that, and it was non-stop. They played an entire album pretty much, plus loads of tracks we'd not heard before, plus all the classic ones that everybody knows for Ghost. So Mary on a Cross and things like that. They've done the rounds massively and stuff like that. It was genuinely brilliant. So I really enjoyed that. So that was my musical highlight. And I think because by proxy of being the only album I actually probably bought, actually, And even that, then I bought the download, Gary. I'm sorry, I'm just not a person that buys actual physical products anymore. But and I revisited a lot of Soundgarden and Pearl Jam because of the podcast. Actually, we'd come across the odd track here and there. We talked about them, and I thought I'm going to have to give them a proper listen. Now, Pearl Jam I'd already done a bit of a revisit to some time ago, but I hadn't done Soundgarden, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me realise how stupidly naive I was to almost write them off back in the day. If I'd have just given them, and I could give myself a proper talking to if I went back in time, I tell you, for that. Because I think I missed out on what was essentially one of the greatest bands of that time by not being open-minded enough at the time to just let them in, because I was convinced they were
mismarketed.
So.
You weren't into grunge. You weren't into grunge stuff because they were, and when they were marketed as part of that scene.
Oh, completely. Yeah, so, completely they were.
And listening to music back then was a harder experience. Getting hold of stuff was a more tricky thing. You have to go buy it.
Yes, it was.
You'd have to invest in both money and time and things like that. So I wouldn't beat yourself too much, but it's a case of Soundgarden and Pearl Jam were lumped into that group that you weren't going to spend money on to listen to. So
no, I mean, it was more of it wasn't I've revisited them now with the benefit of, Spotify and whatever. Yeah. So, and on Apple Music, so I can go back and do that. And that is one of the great things about online download sites. I know you don't like them, Gary, and all that, but in order for me to be able to revisit back catalogue, that's really my only route in. I'm not going to go and buy 20 Soundgarden albums just in case, that's just not going to happen. But if I liked it, I probably would prompt me to buy some physical product. I'm not going to, though. It might do that. But so that was a bit of a revisit. From a music production side, so taking it from because I also quite like the Warrington Runcorn album that you put me onto, Gary, because it was very Carpenter-esque and it was it's very easy listening if you like that kind of thing. And it does send you down a rabbit hole. I'm a big fan of SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and a few other sites, and also some of the download sites where you get a lot of dance music that goes on there. There's loads of those, and I'm a big fan of those. One of them I pay for subscription for because I try and have a dabble at doing some mixing and stuff like that. So some of those sites I recommend because you get proper long form mixes on there of them on tracks you wouldn't get anywhere else. And that's quite interesting. So there's a bunch of tracks. There's a whole list of them that I could go on about, but I'll just put the list in the show notes for the sake of it. But there's a whole bunch of individual techno tracks and peak techno and trance tracks that trance is going a bit through. Trance and peak techno are going through a bit of they go in circles, a lot of these things. So they go from a phase where they go from being quite, I would call it more traditional techno basis. I did a big revisit some time ago of every Kraftwerk album and everything else, and you realize what pure techno is when you do that. In order to really gain the proper understanding of proper techno and its home and where it came from, you need to go back to the root of it. It sounds trite, but it's true.
Two Unlimited. You need to go back to Two Unlimited.
Yeah, I did do that as well. They shouted techno several times to prove it.
Let me quote them at you, Gary. No.
There's no limit. But
no.
So I went back and there is a lot of it because it is going in full circle. So at the moment, the sort of trance and techno that's out there is very much back to where it was in the early noughties, which is actually my favourite era of trance and techno. And so it's got quite melodic. It's not quite that Goa type trance vibe, but you can feel that kind of starting to creep back in a bit into the sort of styles. It just goes in circles like that. So all well and good. As in terms of music production, as in music I've made, I've done so little. It's embarrassing, very little. However, if I'm going to recommend any hardware to people, which we can do, the Squarp, the Apex Squarp is particularly good sequencer. Recommend that. The Roland Aria S1, which is a 150 quid amazing mini synthesizer that is like a little handheld synthesizer. It's about the size of a VHS tape. Packs so much punch. It's basically a remodeled version of a SH101, and it's astonishing. Definitely get your hands on one of them, because you could just pack that in a bag, take it on a flight, and you could be making great music on that with this little mini built-in sequencer on that. Amazing
I always
stuff.
love a Roland.
Honestly, the Roland S1 is an amazing bit of kit for what it is, what it's doing. I mean, and if you think it's pound for pound, it sounds almost identical to an SH101, and an SH101 is an expensive bit of gear these days. So definitely recommend that. An the HAAi MPK Mini M Mark IV. If you're getting into any kind of music creation and you just want a little desktop keyboard, just to get going, it is astonishingly good. Really, really good for that. With its built-in app generator, core generators. It's just amazing little gadget. And then if you really want to get into some doorless music production, I'd recommend the HAAi again, the MPC-1 Plus, which is it's a standalone music making. If you like your finger drumming and you're making quick break beats and doing slide sample chopping up and things like that, they are de facto the best devices to use. And if you really wanted to get into the sort of weeds with a bit and just have a bit of a laugh, get yourself the latest version of the rolling looper, because honestly, you could turn yourself into the world's best beatboxer in about 2 seconds with one of them. It's just some crazy powerful stuff. So, and I think they have a recording time of something ridiculous, like 30 hours or something on them now. So you're never going to run out of space on these things. It's amazing. So there's my little hardware recommendations for, I could go on about VSTs, but I'm not going to bother. But that's what I'd recommend. So there you go. It's a bit of music-y stuff from me anyway. So there you go.
What have I got to add? Russia touring again. Russia back together with a new drummer. Anil's Miles, is it? I think her name is. She's very good, isn't she? But are their ticket prices? They got a lot of flack for that because they're stupidly expensive.
Over here, or are they doing? No,
in the States, it was like ridiculously expensive. They were. I saw a lot of people online complaining about it. I don't know whether they're ever going to come to Europe again. Expensive ticket prices and Rush would be my kind of moment of how much do I like them to see them again? How much? Because if it's several £100, I'm thinking. I've seen them 3 times. The memories are still there. But do I need to see them again?
The old magic's still there.
My music this year was a trip down cover band lane, which I've quite enjoyed. There's a local club here called the Yardbirds here in Grimsby, and they always have cover band. The Yardies, and they always have cover bands on. We've never been before, but me and my partner went to see a goth band called Sanctum Sanctorium earlier on this year, and they were brilliant. They were really good fun. Pretty much all your goth staples, so everything from Bow Wow Sisters, Mission, Susie, Cure, The Cult, all of them. Anything. I think there was even a couple. I can't remember the Alien Sex Fiend and stuff like that. But there's just a really good spread of goth tunes, and it was a really good fun night. Then we went to see Ultimate Leopard, which was a Def Leppard covers band. They were fantastic. Because obviously they did Let's Get Rocked, I think, and one of the track off that the most recent album we've just covered on the podcast, but the majority of it was Hysteria, Pyromania, which made it a really, really good really good night because it was just what you wanted to hear. But the highlight was ABBA Fever.
Ooh, love a bit of ABBA.
Which is an ABBA's cover band. And they were so good. There's a load of us went, and it was just one of the most joyous, fun, entertaining, just amazing nights I've had in ages. Everyone was just having a really, really good time. They played for like 90 minutes, and there was tracks there. I was thinking, they didn't do that, and I was like, God, there's so many good songs. I mean, me and you, Gary, and we've talked about ABBA, but I've come to a bit of a realization recently that ABBA just there's so many good songs. But
they are perfect.
That night was great. And quite recently we went to see there was supposed to be a Whitesnake and Def Leppard covers band on the joint, but the Def Leppard band pulled out, so we ended up at a Whitesnake covers night, which was all right for the 4 songs I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know 4 songs by Whitesnake. Maybe I'll know some others. No, I know 4 songs by Whitesnake.
Yeah.
But they ended up with the big one. Is This Love, In Still the Night, all that kind of stuff. Here I Go Again on My Own, which was the big ending one, and everyone was up dancing to that. So that was my music year.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It does.
Yeah. Well, we're actually going to see Fleetwood Mac this Friday night.
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Brilliant.
So I love them. Yeah. That was a really good time, so I'm looking forward to that. Good Christmas knees up.
Aye, okay. Well, why not? I say. I mean, there's a bit of a discovery in it with some of these covers bands. They are really good, actually. Some of them. So
they're really, really good. Like actually, note for note, perfect sort of thing. And they play all the tracks you want to hear. This is our journey into our new album. It's like no one cares. They just play the hits, and it's £15 a ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Around that.
Yep.
So you're like, it's like, I'm going to more of these. I had more fun, and it's cheaper, and it's around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I went to see a Pink Floyd cover band about a month ago, and they were very good, very good. I mean, the guitarist was not quite Dave Gilmour, but he gave it a bloody good go.
Yeah, which was the best track they played, actually, Gary? Which was the one that was the biggest crowd please? I'm just curious to know.
I mean, Comfortably Numb at the end, obviously.
I was going to say, was it Comfortably Numb?
The poor backing singer who had to do the Great Gig in the Sky, she struggled. She really struggled with that.
I wonder why.
She didn't have the lungs to do it. It was like, I was like, oh no, just put her out of her misery. Just stop it. The song's already dead. Like,
stop playing that advert.
It's like,
to be fair, it sounds like she did a better job than you just did.
Well, I think about equal, to be honest. My eldest went with me, and she said, "Dad, yeah, that was a bit embarrassing."
Was it this year that we saw DJ Yoda? Was that the beginning of this?
Last year.
Was that last year? God, how fast this time?
Almost 2 years now.
What?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Go fast.
It is going fast.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I see you've put in here a list of number ones, Gary. What's this all about?
Yeah, I thought because I think we did number ones from recent times, I think, or that we touched on last time, but I thought we'd go a bit further back to 1970 to 1990. And there's 20 Christmas number ones there. So let's go
21.
through them. 21. So 1970, Dave Edmunds, I Hear You Knocking.
I hear you knocking.
It's not really a Christmas song, is it? There's a theme to this that they're not really Christmas songs until they become Christmas songs. So then 1971, we had Benny Hill with...
which we just saw in the charts in most recent episode.
Yeah, for 92 it came back,
Well, Ernie did. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Then Jimmy Osmond, Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool. Quite like that song.
Liverpool,
I'll be your love. Yeah, I like that. And then 1973, the world changes. The world changes and Slade's Pension is released. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I know, I said that in the last podcast, I think. The depressing thing there is I was born in 1973, so there's never been a year of my life where that hasn't been played at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually
at least me and Gary were 1972, so we're all right. We've got a year.
You escaped a year. You had Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool. Makes sense, actually, that.
But the next year, 1974, was Mud with Lonely. I actually think that's a really good song.
I thought it was an Elvis song.
I'd much prefer that to bloody Merry Christmas, everybody.
I want to know why was Wizard never number one?
What did they sing?
I wish it could be Christmas every day.
Wish it
I
could
don't
be
like
Christmas.
that
I'm surprised. I have to say,
I'm kicking you off the podcast. That's my favourite Christmas song. Gary died on the way back to his own planet.
I don't like it either. I'm with you, Gary. I think it's shite. But then maybe I've just overheard it. I think. No, I just overheard it. I think it's just
overheard it. Then we get the classic that is Bohemian Rhapsody in 1979,
Christmassy.
And then actually 1976. I really like this song.
Johnny Mathis classic. Do you like the spoken bit in the middle?
I really like it. I just got to hear that, and I go all Christmassy. I'm all warm inside. I'm like,
it's the bit at the beginning you like best, isn't it? La 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 la. You put that on when you're trying to woo Eliza.
Yeah, I do. I dance around the house naked to Johnny Mathis.
Eliza, you know I love you.
And then we get
plays You Are So Beautiful.
You are so through the door. What, the Joe Cocker version? To me. From Carlito's Way.
Yeah, that one.
Hey,
I love that song.
Then you were saying,
So then we get to one of my favourite ones, 1977, Mull of Kintyre. I love
Mulligan's
that.
Tires.
I love that. It's universally decried, but I actually really like it.
So the thing that surprised me with that is the year, because I remember it being on the New Year's show, and I think it was Mike Yarwood New Year's show, and that was when it was released. So I don't get why it was Christmas number one that year, because I remember them playing Mull of Kintyre on this type of show at New Year, or maybe it was at Christmas, I guess. I just got this memory of that. I wonder I'm trying to try and track down what that was, but
maybe it's one of those false memories.
Well, I'm more interested in Girls' School.
There, but
Girls' School, the flip side there's a really lovely song about Christmas, and then on the flip side, listen to this one, Rama, Girls' School. What the hell is this?
It's like Spinal Tap have entered the charts. Girls' School.
Because it's obviously been referenced that it must have been a double A side. Because obviously
it must have been.
Yeah, otherwise they wouldn't have put it in there. 1978, Boney M. I love this. I love Boney M. The Mary's Boy Child. I love that song. Love it. I'm liking quite a lot of these.
It's a classic track, that. Mary's Boy. Yeah, it's a good song. That is
Boney M. What a group. I remember falling off the wall at primary school, and my trousers got so wet I had to, because I fell into a puddle, and then I had to sit in the middle. I had to sit in the middle of primary school with just my undies, and I've got a vague memory that was at Christmas. I remember that song. So I've got this memory of Boney M sitting in a primary school.
Is this a dream?
No, this happened. It absolutely happened.
You showed me your undies.
I can still see my undies, what colour they were, etc., etc. Because I was 6.
So could all the other children in the class.
Why did that happen? How did you end up in that situation?
No, because I was climbing the wall, then I fell off, and I fell into a puddle.
Right. So why did they take your pants off?
because my trousers were sodden. So I had to sit there while they put them on the radiator or something to warm up. So I had to sit there in the class in the afternoon for the last hour or whatever.
And they put Boney M on because...
Yeah, I've got this weird mix of Boney M's on that. It's like a scene
It was just distract the other children from the horror.
I think it's a scene from maybe a Christopher Nolan film or something.
Eyes front, children. Eyes front. Don't look at the back.
So that's my association with that particular. Then we get 79. We get what?
Yeah, things get depressing at the end of the 70s, don't they?
I don't really like this. I'm not a big fan of Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. It's not my favourite song off that album. And then we come back storming, I tell thee, in 1980 with the classic that is There's No One Quite Like Grandma.
There's no one quite like Grandma. Especially when she tumbles down the stairs.
Where did that come from? What seventh level of hell did this appear from? It's really, really...
Well, there was that. There was Grandad.
Grandad, we love you.
With Clive Dunn, wasn't it?
Clive Dunn, the Shakespearean actor. Well, let's not talk about that too much. And then then it didn't go very Christmassy. No. Like Humanly, Don't You Want Me? That's not a Christmas song.
I didn't even realise that was number one at Christmas.
That's not a Christmas song. That's like...
No, not really. No.
And then I thought Renee and Renata was later, 19... I thought
that was way later.
My darling, save your love. I think they were from Barnsley, weren't they, or something?
Yeah, so I get them. I always get Renee and Renato. I get them mixed up with Denise Roussos. I love Demis Roussos. Demis Roussos was a proper singer, not these bloody... Yeah, no, but I get mixed up with them, and then I get that mixed up with the Kenny Everett version as well, and then it all gets blurred into kind of a one comedy show in my head.
An amalgamation of flesh.
And you say my memories are weird.
I did not remember being in my pants listening to Boney M at school. So.
Yeah.
So enough of Rene Renato. Then we get to what I think is a true classic, 1983, The Flying Pickets. I love that song. I'd much prefer that to the Yazoo version. Absolutely love it.
Get lost.
Baby.
I never liked the Flying Pickets.
Oh, I love that song.
I didn't know the Muppets did it.
Yeah, don't talk about the Flying Pickets like that.
That was just about your version.
Okay, Cliff.
Then we get the huge...
The Behemoth.
That is Band-Aid in 1984. Yeah. And I actually really like it.
I love that song.
I do. It's a good song.
The story about Phil Collins laying the drums down is that he literally just turned up for 5 minutes. They asked him just to put something down. He did it, and then he left. And it's incredible drum track.
There's a video of footage of that on YouTube doing the rounds right now.
How they put it all together is just absolutely brilliant. And I think it's one of the great Christmas song.
You say that, but they are all professional musicians and music producers. I mean, it's not that hard to imagine that they put them in a music studio and they do quite well with that setup.
Doing it.
It's not like some guy off the street. Can you play an instrument? Yeah, get in here. We need you for this song. They're all talented musicians, songwriters. Midjor, especially, he's a very talented guy. Don't be mocking Midjor. He'll come after you. He's tough these days.
Phil Collins, the drummer for Genesis, I do believe.
Give us your bloody money now. The Bob Geldof thing, obviously.
Yeah. Does Bob Geldof sing on it? I don't know if he does he?
No, we do. I think it's
just part of the chorus at the end.
Ensemble. Yeah.
Then, actually, 1985, I thought this was much earlier. Merry Christmas, Everyone by Shakin' Stevens. I actually quite like it. I'm liking most of these songs, you see.
I actually have a bit of a soft spot for that song.
I do have a soft spot for this song.
It's fine.
Merry
it's a good Christmas track.
Everyone. If it came on in Woolies, I'd have a
coming away.
To it. And in an ironic twist, you guys probably won't know this, but every year, Michelle and I, my wife, we tend to just go in our little music studio and record just a song just for shits and giggles, as we do it every year. We've done it every Christmas. We've done it. We did in Dutch Jubilo the other year with Michelle playing the penny whistle through her nose, which is quite fun, just for shits and giggles. Anyway, this year we decided to do Merry Christmas, Everyone. So at the moment, I've just laid down all the production backtrack for that, which took some doing, let me tell you, because it's in a really odd key when Michelle's going to play the
shaking.
Michelle's going to play the saxophone part, you see, so she's got to do that, and they operate in weird keys for saxophone to make it actually so you can play it relatively easily. which puts the piano in quite a different key signature as well. And that means that you've got to play really unusual chord structures. But with the miracle of modern DAW technology, you don't need Millhouse. So we've been having a good laugh putting that together. I played the drums, and the drums are quite easy, to be fair.
So did you go in like Phil Collins and lay the drum track down in 5 minutes?
Well, it's only 2 drums. It's not hard. It's a kick drum and a snare. And it's not difficult to do. But yeah, essentially you go in there, and I actually took a bit of a leaf from Mr. Oldfield. I watched that Blue Peter video where he shows you how he made in Dutch Jubilo, where he just literally lays down one track after another, and so that's exactly how I've done it for this. The hardest part about recording anybody in any kind of studio setting when they've not done it before is getting them to play in time. I don't know if you know that, but that's literally the hardest thing to do, is to play it in time. So to a click track. So in your ear, you've got obviously a track like a metronome. It's really hard to stay in time when you're recording somebody. So I've had to record it and then pretty much edit it to get it in time and quantize it, because it's such a pain in the ass to do.
Well, it's a bit of a shame that nobody gets to hear it. I've never heard these things.
No, we only do it for ourselves, really, just for a laugh. But if I get a minute, I'll stick the when we finish the version off, I'll stick it on the Patreon.
You know, if you die in a tragic plane crash or something along with your partner, that we're going to go to your house and find all these tapes of Christmas songs for the past.
Why would we go to his house?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Not invited.
We're like, oh, that's so sad. What's in this box?
Got to be his immediate family, Gary.
Oh, what's in this?
Exactly.
What's in this box over here? Oh, Christmas 2022. Put that on.
Yeah, there'll be all the sounds
Save
of
my love, my darling.
Yeah, that was last year's.
There's no one quite like my grandma.
That was the previous year. So no, we do that. But Merry Christmas, everyone is a fun track to do.
It is. I think it's brilliant.
Now I'm thinking whether Renee and actually as a surprise, I have begun the recording of another song, a Christmas song, which will require Mr. Mills to put his vocals over it.
It could be a double A side.
No, I'm no singer.
So, you don't need to be for that.
Oh, okay.
And then, so then we go 1986, Jackie Wilson Meet Petite. I can only.
No, there's a story to that, isn't there? There's a reason why that's there.
It's off an advert, isn't it?
No, it's there because it was. Remember when we looked in the podcast day? Do you remember? It was there because it was Caravan of Love, which should have been number one, because it sold more than everything. But they didn't want to play it for whatever connotation. Yes, so they fudged it. So this suddenly Meet Petite came out of nowhere. Remember we discussed it when we talked about it. So
yeah,
maybe Trump is right. The BBC is a sordid institution.
Well, you get what you deserve, don't you? Sometimes if you do stupid shit.
Then 1987, I love this song. Pet Shop Boys always on my mind. Just absolutely love it. Very, very.
I prefer the Elvis version.
The version that is on the album Introspective. Oh man, that is just utterly amazing. And then we come to maybe the peak of all this business. 1988. Who else could it be other than Cliff?
Yes,
Mistletoe and Wine.
Dysentery and Wine, yeah.
Yep. Swiftly followed by Band-Aid 2. I don't remember this at all. Don't remember it.
Don't even go back and think about it. We revisited it for the podcast back then when we did it, and it's utterly. It's not the worst version because there's about 5 versions of Do They Know It's Christmas, but it's not a good one.
They get progressively shitter.
Oh, there's a really bad one with the guy out of the darkness in it. That version's bad.
Yeah. And then we come to 1919. We get bloody Cliff back again with Saviour's Day.
Well, he keeps coming back now, doesn't he, at Christmas time with an attempt at getting number one.
He must be quite old now, is he? He seemed like in his 60s, in the 90s.
He must be in his 80s now, I think.
Oh, beyond that, I think he could be about in his 90s.
And he was in the news recently because I think he'd recovered from some horrible illness, hadn't he? Or he said that he'd been treated for it, one of those sort of things.
Oh, bless him. Let's hope he gets better. He's a national treasure.
I think prostate cancer, he's recovering from, or something like that. So I wouldn't wish any harm on the guy. I mean, he's been nothing but nice for his whole life, hasn't he? So,
yeah.
As far as
that was the countdown of all the Christmas number ones from That was the countdown of Christmas 1970 all the way through to 1990. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Please don't tell me that was
2000 here as well. I'm trying to ignore it and just move on.
I put 90 to 2000 just purely because we're the podcast year is 92, isn't it? So I just wondered
what was it in 92? I Will Always Love You. That just reminds me of working in the pub that year, and every bloody night they would end with I Will Always Love You, and I really like that song. Did you know that Dolly wrote that song on the same day that she wrote Jolene? I mean, come on, that's a good day's work. That good day's work.
And the best little whorehouse in Texas where it's from originally. It's a pretty good little film as well.
But then that list, it's just a litany of rubbish then, isn't it, from that point?
Yeah, it's not good.
But it's the Blobby.
91. Let's do this in order. Come on.
All right, let's go through.
Let's go. 91 was Queen. We've done that. Bohemian Rhapsody, These Are the Days of Our Lives, obviously.
Tribute to Freddie.
Yeah, Whitney Houston was 92. That was Mr. Blobby with Mr. Blobby was in at number 1, 1993.
Simon Cowell, you got to thank for that.
Stay Another Day. E17 was 94.
The classic.
I actually really like that song, and it wasn't meant to be a Christmas song.
It wasn't, no.
They basically recorded it as their next single in the summer, and the producer went, I'm not sure about this. I'm just going to add some bells. And they put some bells on, and he went, holy moly, this is a Christmas number 1, just because of the bells. And it is bloody brilliant.
Yeah. And the original video didn't have them in woolly coats in standing on a circle spinning around. That was quickly improvised for the Christmas hit version.
Yeah, it is a good song.
All right.
95 was Michael Jackson with Earth Song.
No,
I hate that song. I hate it.
96 to 98
we
is
get
the Spice
the
Girls.
reign of the Spice Girls. They take over.
Two Become One, Too Much, and Goodbye. That's like a story in itself, isn't it? It's like a story in 6 words.
That's how long they lasted, yeah.
I don't like any of those songs. Not a single one.
Well, I don't like the Spice Girls, really.
No,
don't give me any of that girl power nonsense. They were a marketing exercise at best.
Yeah.
99 is Westlife with I Have a Dream. Seasons in the Sun. I guess.
We have Seasons. I don't like Westlife. Is that Chronic the Wasp Peg, whatever his name is, Ronan Keating, whoever?
No, that's Boyzone.
That's Boyzone.
Westlife came slightly after, and I didn't mind a few. They did a very good version of Mandy. Oh, Mandy.
Is it better than Barry Manilow's version?
Oh, it is good. It's got a massive key change in it. Absolutely.
Is it better than Homer's version?
No.
Oh, Margie, you came and you found me a turkey.
Yes,
the best version.
Vacation away from worky.
And then finally in 2000, It All Gets Stupid with Bob the Builder and Can We Fix It?
The Millennium, yeah, and it's Bob the friggin' Builder.
Westlife is the Millennium, isn't it? 'Cause that's 99.
99.
Yeah, but the Millennium Year is 2000. I mean, it's like that's supposed to be the year of new innovations and new things. And,
and it's Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder, can you fix it?
Well, there you go. Music. I don't listen to any. You guys do. Who knew? Who knew indeed?
Who knew?
We'll quickly move on because I don't think probably this section might not take too long. Books and reading for our third part. Anyone reading anything good this year? Read anything good?
I mostly read on the toilet, I have to say.
What? I've never read that. It's any good?
It's a thriller with a very dark ending.
Well, he didn't say where do you read, did he? He said what do you read. So here's an interesting little thing for you. So I was in a cab. I was in a cab from going from Paddington to King's Cross, and after a trip overseas. And the taxi driver started telling me about a book he'd written. Taxi driver's called Dean Hardy. I know that because I bought a copy of his book because I wanted to, get out the taxi alive. But no, more importantly, he sort of pitched this idea of this book that he'd written. He was obviously a lot of cabbies in London are struggling to make ends meet with all of the various different requirements they have to be cabbies, and it was a proper black cab, so it wasn't an Uber or anything like that. They're all in electric cabs now, and there's a whole sea of stuff. Anyway, he was a struggling author, and so he told me about this book he'd written, which is called Recovering Your Original Self, which is a book by Dean Hardy. It's available on Amazon, which is a little bit about discovering your own sort of personality and little things about yourself. But it was just it's only a sort of, not like a weighty tome. It's, it's not like hundreds of pages. It's about 40, 50 pages, but it is actually quite an interesting read. Just with somebody who was just had a bit of a perspective and a bit of an idea about something and just decided he was going to write it down and self-publish it, which is kind of a crazy thing you can do in this day and age, isn't it? You just think, I'm going to write a 50-page book and publish it on Amazon. And so there you go. That was my interesting read. Other than that, it's mainly been magazines like GQ and Men's Health for me, which is Men's Health is just repeating the same narrative, it seems to me, over and over and over again. But whatever.
Yeah, I used to buy Men's Health in the 2000s.
How many ways can you get a six-pack?
It's not quite like that anymore. It's more obsessed with protein diets, it seems to me. But GQ is can be quite an interesting read if they've got this certain team of writers in. Other than that, it's some issues of it are a little bit of a trawl through a watch catalogue at times. But
I subscribed to GQ about 2 months ago because I was able to buy an online offer. So I got for about £10, I got 7 issues. So, and I got a free gift, and the free gift was some eye cream.
Is it good?
Well, it's not working very well, but hey ho. But there was the first, it took 20 to 30 pages before you got to any copy. It was just adverts.
GQ.
And as you said, the whole of it seems to be just a huge advert. And I misremembered what actually I thought there was loads of articles in GQ, but actually I was misremembering. It was actually Arena, the magazine that I used to buy and actually like for the articles. But GQ, there was nothing. It was just nothing really. It was just all, like you said, like the whole advertising section must take up the last 50 pages.
No, there's just chunks of it in that.
But just watches and whatever.
There's something about reading a magazine.
Oh, I like a good magazine.
Yeah, which is just, there's something about, even if it's just, a succession of adverts for clothes and watches you can't buy. But there's something about tangible about getting a magazine in the post and subscribing to a magazine. And I quite enjoyed that. And I got the subscription for silly money. Magazine subscriptions at the moment, they're crazy good value.
They want to get them out direct.
They're desperate.
Now, I had a load of back issues of GQ and of Men's Health, and I thought, what better place to take them? So I attempted to take them to the dental surgery because I thought that's where you find these magazines, and they wouldn't have them. How weird is that? They just said, no, we don't really want them. Okay.
I'm grateful.
So I just took them to a recycle centre, but just seemed mad that I always imagine that that's the kind of place they would want.
Charity shops
like
love
that.
A good magazine. So
I took them to like a recycling centre, so they'll do what they want with them. Just like they probably sell them on or whatever they do. I don't know, but it just seemed crazy that the local dentist surgery and things like that. But I don't think they want people in waiting rooms anymore since COVID. I think waiting room etiquette is like get in, see a person, get the hell out.
Well,
they don't want people hanging around.
Maybe they don't want these magazines and dentists because they want to stock men's teeth or magazines for dental people.
Is that a magazine?
Dental health.
Men's teeth.
Dental
Orthodontist
exactly.
Weekly.
Yes, like in Have I Got News for You, where they pick out the crappy magazine or whatever.
When was the last time you went to a dentist and saw a copy of Dental Monthly?
Well, you know what I mean. No,
I don't. Basis for comparison, you crazy monkey.
Just check out this article in this week's Men's Teeth
by Mola
Famous Smiles, the big book of famous smiles.
It's The Simpsons, isn't it? The Book of British Smiles.
I love that gag. I love that gag. I subscribe to Mojo. I get Mojo delivered, and I also in Norwich, where I live, there's a company that publishes a magazine called Electronic Sound.
That's cool. And I do like a fanzine.
Yeah, it's beautifully done. It's a proper magazine, and it's on nice weighted paper. And it's the art design. If you ever see it, you can get it from Smith's. If you ever see it, it's beautifully presented. The actual layout and everything about it. It is, and they're lovely people. So I go around there a couple of times a year to say hello and pick my editions up, and they are lovely people.
Cool. I read The Big Short. That's one of the books I read this year.
That is a very good film. Very good film.
It's a very good film. So basically, it's the detail on the financial crash of 2008, written by sort of an ex-Wall Street broker guy who sort of started off in the 80s, which is where it all began. And it sort of talks you through it, and then the detail that he goes into, and just the shenanigans, the horrifying wanton financial abuse that was going on Wall Street in that period from sort of 2000 to 2008. It's just, I mean, the film does a good job of sort of showing it, but the book goes into so much detail. It's quite scary. It just is. They knew, how much they all knew it was all crap. It was just all crap that they were just, betting all these huge amounts of money against. And then the people who sort of made off like, bandits when they realized what was happening. Yeah. No one would believe them. No one would believe them, sort of thing. They were all like, no, these things never fail. They'll never fail. Mortgages will never fail. They will in 2 years. And then obviously did. It's a really good read. It's a really interesting read. He writes really sort of clearly and concisely, but trying to get into your head around all these kind of financial terms, even in a really simplified way. Like, no wonder no one couldn't understand it at the time, what they were doing. Crazy. But I read that. And I finished all the, I don't know if I finished them last year or this year, the Stig Larsson Girl with the Dragon Tattoo book. All 6 of them. I think there's a 7th one now, but I didn't go on to that one because the second trilogy was written by someone else, because obviously Larsson died after publishing after the third book was published. And my advice would be just stick with the original 3, which are very good books.
I mean, I watched the films. I haven't. If I had £1 for every time I saw those books in the charity shops, I'd be £10 million richer. But
Yeah.
they are very well done. The first,
the first 3 books are really good. I mean, obviously, Dragon Tattoo is the sort of standalone, his first one, but then 2 and 3 build on that and do a really good job of sort of exploring the character. But when you get to the 4th, 5th, and 6th books, and Elizabeth Sander turns into some kind of Jason Bourne hacker type character with these kind of incredible superpowers, and so it's like, what the hell has gone on? Like, you don't understand these characters at all. I think it's David Lagerkrantz or someone who wrote the second 3, and they're just not very good at all.
No. Just a quick shout out, by the way, to Mike's Vintage Tech, because he released a book this year, which was really good, because, he's a friend of the podcast, one of our patrons, well, 2 of our patrons, probably more actually, have written books. Because, of course, David Hearn, who's been a long time listener and advocate for us, and long-time supporter and advertiser, actually. He's obviously got hundreds of books on, not hundreds, but lots of books that he's written available on his website. Of course, I'm not just plugging them out for the sake of it, but do go check them out. And of course, there's Escape from the Commodore 64, which is one of my personal faves, but I think he's had a couple out since then. And the prolific writing as it goes. So go and check that out. That's all good. And also, if you're feeling retro-y, there's always a good book on Bitmap, isn't there? The Bitmap books are always really good, nicely published. There's been a bunch of those out this year. They're all very weighty tomes, big hardback, full colour, amazing printout quality and all that stuff. There's been some great ones to them. There's a couple of the horror game books I think were particularly good. There's been some good retro books out this year, actually, so go and check them out as well.
Yeah, do so.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's it for books and reading. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. What we got next? TV shows. That'll be interesting. So we'll talk about telly. Good old telly. See you in a bit. Yes, we're back. TV shows. Gary, you don't watch much TV, do you? So you're probably not going to have much to add to this, I'm thinking.
Coronation Street, Strictly, and that's about it.
Okay, a lot of controversy this year. Strictly, I understand. I don't watch it myself, but, I hear on the grapevine.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's been troubles with the show. This year's Strictly has actually been, I think it's been pretty good. The dancing
is off the charts. It's amazing, but the D-list, Z-list celebrities, it's, so a whole bunch of people you've never heard of.
It's Claudia and Holly.
And they're leaving.
They're leaving, aren't they? It's their last show.
No,
Holly,
Tess Daly.
Tess Daly.
See, I don't watch it. I don't know these people. I know Claudia Winkleman. No,
she is very good. I give her dues. She is very, very good at what she does. But not much telly. No, I did watch Adolescence though. I mean, that's probably my single best show of the year. I think it is, quite frankly, from what I've seen, the standout show of 2025.
I mean, I've not had a show affect me in such a way
it's pretty good.
In many a year. I was in floods of tears at the very end. I had to leave the room. My partner was concerned about me because I was just bawling in the kitchen.
That's a mark of a true man.
Well, that was the whole point of that last episode, wasn't it? That Stephen Graham's performance, everyone, the kid's great and everything like that. Stephen Graham's performance in that last episode, where he breaks down in the bedroom at the end.
Yeah.
It broke me. It just broke me. I was like, I can't do this. I can't be doing.
Very poignant.
I mean, what I thought was astonishing was the single take thing.
From a technical point of view, yeah. I mean, that is...
The second episode when the camera, towards the end, just decided to fly.
It's amazing.
What they can do nowadays.
I know, yeah, it's very, very clever. The beauty of that one-shot thing was I kind of forgot about it after about 10, 15 minutes because I was just kind of engrossed in the drama going on.
It was so brilliantly put together and well acted, and from everybody in it, including the kid and all the kids in the school and all the people in the everybody who was in that. It was quite the thing, and it was quite an amazing thing to witness on TV. It was quite the phenomenon. Yeah. But it's not alone. It's not alone. There's been some amazing TV show moments. And I had a bit of a revelation this year with TV shows because there's some that I had been meaning to watch and just didn't get to. And then I kind of got, in the end, I just sort of, I'm going to just sit and watch them. So Star Wars Andor genuinely blew my mind at how good that was. Although it does kill all the fun out of Star Wars. I'll forgive it with that. because it's just brilliant. It's just genuinely brilliantly done. Really, really good. Of course, there's The Traitors. If you saw the Celebrity Traitors, which I think really turned a lot of people on to The Traitors. The Traitors is a really good show to watch.
Got so much press, The Traitors.
It's really good. That's why.
It's basically hooked me for the past several weeks because since watching the Celebrity one, because I never watched it, I watched the Celebrity one and got quite into it. And so I was enjoying that. And I've become really addicted to it. So I've watched all the UK ones, the Australian ones, the New Zealand ones, and we've watched the first season of the US. It's so delicious watching them all turn on each other, and also always get it so wrong, and just watching them just be so sure, like the the characters come on and go, I'm a dead good reader of people, me. It's definitely them. I'm a faithful. Oh,
every time they couldn't have cocked up more for the Celebrity Traitors in the
so
UK.
good.
Goodness.
I've watched a couple of them, and I couldn't understand the fuss.
They get better as they get fewer people in them, and they're all just moving off.
I understand that. I'm just not willing to devote my time to it.
It is very good, and the new one will be on soon as well. I think it starts
New
Year's Eve.
New Year's Day. Yeah.
So the Star Wars Andor, The Traitors is good. Alien Earth was exceptionally good.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I will watch that at some point.
Every person that's attempted to do something with that franchise, so from post Aliens, and David Fincher, I'll excuse him because he had a lot of studio cannibalizing of what his film actually. When you see his version, you sort of see the director's version, you see what it was meant to be. It just is continuously wrong, and then all the later ones, the Prometheus and all the others, just crap. And then it just took a young bunch of directors and writers to come together and just create Alien Earth and go, just do it like that. Just do it like that. In it. Yeah, just brutal, edgy. Just stick to your guns. It's set in this world. This is the world of this. This is what it is, and it's just brilliant TV. It was just brilliant. Every episode got better and better.
That episode, the backstory episode set on the spaceship one, was basically the best sequel, sort of traditional Alien sequel since Aliens. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah,
it was really
absolutely
good. Really good.
Definitely I watched all of The Boys this year, which I'd never seen before, which is just brilliant. It's, I think, probably one of the greatest TV shows about superheroes I think there's ever been made. I don't think it'll ever be topped. It's genuinely brilliant, and there's still a season to go. And its sidekick Gen V was also brilliant as well, and they're ridiculously gory and violent, and it's just crazy
gross
watching. Gross, yeah, but it's brilliant. Welcome to Derry is genuinely brilliant. It is brilliant, and it just gets better and better and better and better.
I mean, it can't be more Adolescents and The Traitors are my weird standouts, because I just got hooked on The Traitors, just stupidly. But to the fact that my partner was like, can we watch something else?
I watched Selling Sunset, was quite interesting. If you want to watch perilously thin women sell houses, which is what it's all about, really, it seems.
What?
It's what Selling Sunset is what it's about, essentially. It's a basic sort of perilously thin supermodels who sell $1 million houses in Los Angeles.
Is this like a Channel 4 program that
I watch A Place in the Sun?
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like A Place in the Sun.
I was watching that today.
It's not a place. It's not quite like A Place in the Sun. I think it's a bit more glamorous than that.
But is it a TV? Is it a fiction? Is it what is?
No, it's a non-fiction. It's an actual company that.
Is it filmed? Is it filmed and look like Kardashian stuff and all that kind of American?
It's reality TV, yeah.
American style.
Yeah, lots of shouty music and then people being bitchy to each other in cafes and then selling houses for $20 million.
Movements over houses. Stuff.
Yeah,
I hate that.
There's a lot of that.
I can't.
But it is very popular. I wouldn't say I was a whole fan. I'm more of an observer. But there you go. I'm being glared at by my wife now. She's like, I mentioned, I don't know where she even appeared from. I said the word Selling Sunset and like a genie, she just appeared.
You're not allowed to say anything bad about that show, I take it.
No, I don't. It's not. I can't. What can you say about a show like that? It is perilously thin women. There's no argument there. Who sell houses, multi-million-dollar houses in Los Angeles. That's what they do.
All right, that's it for TV. Good lot of recommendations there. Good stuff. Let's get on to some games. I'm pretty much sure this is going to be me, isn't it? Because I don't think either of you two... I mean, Graham, you don't play anything, do you, anymore, apart from for the podcast?
Stuff for the podcast, Gary. And I played some retro games badly, so badly that it angered me. So I was like, no, I'm not playing you anymore. You're too hard. So
what did you play?
I had to go stupidly. I had to go get Ghouls and Ghosts and those kind of games, thinking, "Oh, they were fun." They're not at all. They're horrible, really horrible.
Have you used the thing I lent you, by the way?
Yeah. I've had a go on. I mean, that is an amazing device. It has to be said for the amount of stuff that's on it.
Yeah,
so
the RG40 Advernic one.
It's kind of overwhelming how much is on it. Actually, it's like a sea of crazy choice. It's like I've got one of the little yellow ones. What's it called? The little, I can't remember the name of it now. I've got it somewhere around here. I've got one of the little handheld ones, which has got a few Capcom games on it.
Is it the Evercade?
Yeah, I've got the little mini Evercade one. That was quite handy, but that had too few games in it. And when I got the cartridge for it that had some Amiga games on it, like Chaos Engine and stuff like that. That was pretty playable. But I found this stupidly. I know it sounds daft, bear in mind that I got it for this reason, but I found the form factor too small on them, so they're hard to play because of that. That one you've got, the form factor is about the right screen size. But what is it, 20,000 games on that thing or something? It's crazy.
Something stupid like that. Yeah,
crazy, absolutely unbelievable. So someone's lifetime library of collecting is just on there, isn't it? On a chip. It's just mind-boggling. But it's good.
Yeah. Best game I played this year, was Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
Won all the awards, didn't it?
Won all the awards, and rightly so. It's an incredible achievement from this. I mean, a team of 30. Obviously, outsourced a load of stuff. So it was a core team of 30, French team. And it's just an astonishing game. I mean, I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I mean, it is essentially a JRPG, a Japanese role-playing game. But it does so much in terms of what it does with its mechanics,
very
the way
emotional.
it presents itself. It's incredible. I mean, the first half an hour or so, first hour, you're walking through this town, and the plot of the game is that there's this world, and it's ruled over by this thing called the Paintress, and she appeared 67 years prior with the name 100, with the word 100 basically just over this land, and it counts down every year. Every year it goes down. Everybody that is that age is just, like at the end at the end of Avengers Infinity War, where it turns to dust, like that. It kind of just turns to dust. So anything, so it gets down. So we're at age of 30, we're at 33 now. And so they've sent expeditions out to try and kill her. None of those expeditions have come back. Everyone gets killed. But in this one is we're at 33. So anybody that's 33 just gets killed at the beginning of the game. So it's all these 32-year-olds go off.
Sad, that scene is really sad at that beginning.
Yeah, and then you get there and you're thinking this landing, and then the landing is kind of like something out of Saving Private Ryan, in that your team just gets decimated, just destroyed, and you're basically within the first sort of 2 hours of this, your main guy that you're controlling is sat there with a gun at his own head, about to kill himself. This guy play games like, what the hell is going on here? And you're like, someone comes along and you carry on. It's so interesting. The story's really good. It's based on a French book. It's just really good. And I could talk for ages about it, but if you haven't played it, it's well worth a look. There's a lot of people we'll be discussing it on the Discord. Everybody that plays it just goes, wow, it's just amazing.
My lad was really raving about it. He was raving about it. So he made me sit and watch the intro sequence with him, because he said, you got to see this. And I have to tell you, it is very emotional and really, really quite. I mean, I didn't even play any more of the game. That was as much as I could handle. It looked like it was a game that took you on a journey, that one.
Yeah, very much so. I've also been playing, and I've nearly getting towards the end of Resident Evil 4, the remake of that. Resident Evil 4 being one of my favorite games. The remake is very, very good. It's taken me a while because it's the same game just remade, but it's changed a lot. But I think it's missing the fun of the first game. The first game knew it was daft. I think this game just takes itself maybe just a little bit too seriously. I don't know. But it's still very good. There's another game I played called Blueprints. Everyone was raving about this when it came out. It got loads of massively high reviews. Everyone said it's best game ever, incredible game sort of thing. Annoyed the shit out of me. It's a roguelike. So basically this game is you've got this mansion with 46 rooms in, and you go into one room, the entrance, and it'll have 3 doors leading off it. Each room you go into is different each time. And so you've got to make your way through all the way to the back and get to the 46th room. And then there's more game after that. And I was never able to do it because it just annoyed me. And I was on like day 50 odd. You can do one run a day, and at day 50 odd, you run out of rooms. I was just done with it. I don't do roguelikes. They annoy the crap out of me.
Fair enough.
Silent Hill 2 remake, which I finally got around to playing. That was last year, but I'm playing that again. Again, I think it's good, but I don't know if what they've done is right by the original. I don't know. Played a game called Mouthwashing that was quite interesting.
Mouthwashing?
Mouthwashing, yeah. It's more of a sort of, it only takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours to play through. It's a low budget indie game, visuals like a PlayStation 1 game. And it's essentially this, it's kind of a It's a horror game. It's about basically what it is this it's set in space on this cargo hauler trip, where one of the cargo hauler crashes with this meteor, and it messes up the ship, and they're lost. They're kind of floating in space, and it sort of jumps back and forth in time between before the hit thing and after it, and it's the sort of deterioration of the crew. After knowing that they're not going to be picked up, knowing that nobody can get to them in time, and kind of the horror of kind of what happened around between them all before and after, and everything like that. It's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting game. So if you want something a bit different, it's cheap on Steam. And Inscription, which was quite interesting as well, annoyed me for the first part. The second half is really quite clever and good. You can't really give too much away with Inscription, but it starts off as a card battling game and then becomes something quite, sort of the same but different in the second part, and it sort of mixes live action. And it was the guy who made it sort of actually put stuff out in the real world, buried stuff in the woods in Canada, I think it was, and people went and found it, and all led to parts of the game. And supposedly the game is this entity that's trying to sort of overtake sort of cyberspace and what have you, but it's sort of split out, and there's videos in it of people coming to find him and stuff. It's quite an interesting thing. But, that's quite interesting. It came out a few years back, but I played that this year. Switch 2 came out, I guess.
Yes, of course, yes. Big console release, I suppose, really.
Yeah, very, very fast selling. I haven't got one. I don't see the point.
They're quite expensive though, aren't they?
£400.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
But does the Switch price come down now then because of that?
No, nothing's coming down. Console prices are going up.
It's just crazy.
Like it's way more expensive now to buy like an Xbox Series console or a PlayStation 5 than when they came out. Just the opposite to what's always happened before.
Just down.
Well, it's all down to sort of cost of materials and stuff now, isn't it? All going up. They can't afford to
I guess.
cut on prices. And finally, I thought we'd just give a mention. The Commodore 64 Ultimate is out, isn't it?
Yes, finally came out.
Yeah, I saw that today. That they put it in a full-size bread bin type box.
Yeah, well, it's basically
it's a proper thing.
Yeah, I was reading a review. Someone linked to a review to it in the Discord, didn't they? So I had a look at the review. It looks like a very impressive piece of kit. You got pretty much it feels and plays, but you've got all the kind of back end stuff. So you're going to develop C64 games, things like that. It's got all that clever stuff going on behind it, and it all runs HDMI, plug in a USB stick and all those kind of things that it can do. But it's also much more powerful. You can overclock it and stuff to run at stupidly fast speeds and stuff. So it looks quite interesting, but $300, I think. Maybe a bit pricey. A lot of money.
That's a lot of money for that.
Yeah, maybe a bit pricey. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to waffle on too much about games, but those are my picks for the year, maybe. Let's move on. Anything else? Anything else you want to discuss about Christmases, or anything else you want to discuss at all?
Well, yes, there is, because you may not know this, but this podcast is not sponsored by any particular keyboard manufacturer at all. Contrary to what you might think, because I have mentioned a few times that Keychron keyboards are good. They are. However, Keychron keyboards, as with all mechanical keyboards, come with a problem, do they not? And the problem is that they can rapidly and easily annoy the shit out of anyone within at least a room's radius of you. Because why? Because they are, Adrian, clacky.
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 Very clacky.
They are clacky. Well, that led me to a thought process, okay? And this is a competition. So I'm officially launching a Zap to the Past competition. Gary, you're welcome to enter this. You may have a clacky keyboard. I don't know. So this is the Christmas cracker, Christmas clacker. So that's the name. So this is the just go with it. This is our Christmas clacker competition. Now it's quite simple. The prize is an astonishing thing. So we've got what can only be described as a great keyboard related gift for you. And so we'll win an astonishing keyboard prize. And to win that prize, it's quite simple. You must send us via either email, which is zaptothepast@gmail.com, or you can communicate this via the Discord if you're one of our amazing patrons, or you can message us on one of our social medias, of which we're reminded. There's only been 210 episodes where we've said that what they are repeatedly, but it's at Zap2 there if you're on x.com, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you communicate with us, and there's two things you'll need to do. You need to send us a photograph of said clacky keyboard, and you must send us a short audio recording of the clack. Now, to give you an idea of what that can sound like, this is the clack on one of my keyboards, actually. So I better do this carefully because it'll probably cut everybody off. In fact, let me just move the mouse to somewhere where it's not going to do any damage. So this is what mine sounds like, one of them. So that's quite clacky, more of a quiet clack. That is a Kieran keyboard, if you're wondering what that quality sound was. But also, this was my older keyboard, so I've got my older one here. Now, this was the one that I gave a version of this to Adrian because this was a previous keyboard. Now, listen to this one.
Oh, that's very clacky.
That is properly clacky, isn't it? Now, that actually drove my wife to the point where she threatened to throw that out of a window. So I didn't keep that one. I kept it, but I didn't keep it for best. And then I also have, believe it or not, I've got another keyboard here. Don't ask me why I've got this one, but this one's so heavy I have to be careful with it because it weighs about 10 kilos. But this was a Q10. This is a Kieran, again, Q10. But listen to this one. Way quieter, that, isn't it?
That's slightly less clacky, yeah.
But that is a replacement keycap set because the original one sounded way clackier, and I haven't got a recording of that, and I'm not replacing all the caps just for the giggles. However, Adrian, have you got a clacky keyboard to hand?
Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear mine because mine's supposedly silent, but you probably will hear it. So I'll just could you hear that?
Yeah, there was an initial burst. Tiny burst. What about you, Gary? Have you got a clacky keyboard there? Whoa!
Oh!
God, that was thunderous. What kind of keyboard is that? Bloody hell.
That's his stumpy fingers, that is. Remember, he's got fingers of doom.
You know, you put the bloody desk through. So, that's the competition. The prize, believe it or not, and let me tell you this. I showed this to Adrian earlier, and he was amazed. But firstly, that a company called Sunkwang even make a product. And I kid you not, I'm going to show this to Gary. Look, Gary, can you see that? It might be backwards or front for you. I don't know. Sunkwang, yeah, it's Sunkwang. It's a Sunkwang keyboard. So I've got a brand new V20 Sunkwang keyboard. Sunkwang, sorry, I beg your pardon. Which features punk keycaps, multimedia knob, and multiple lighting effects. And this is yours. This is the competition prize. What a prize. If you send in your clackiest keyboard sounds and then a visual. So do that. Send them to us. We'll close the competition. Closing entry for this is going to be by the time we get to probably the next official recording of the podcast proper. So, which is episode, I want to say 211, 12. So we'll give you a bit of time to get these to us. So that takes us into the new year, essentially. So that gives you over Christmas. You might get a new keyboard for Christmas. It might be very clacky, but it might not be a V20 Sunkwang. So if it ain't one of them, and believe you, this is resplendent in gold and purple. Let me tell you, it is glorious. It's a thing to behold. Anyway, that's yours. That's the prize. We don't often give prizes, for competitions, but do enter the competition. It's a genuine prize. There's no price of entry. So if you desperately want the Sunkwang keyboard prize, you know what? If you enter from Australia, then we'll just we'll figure out a way of getting it to you. Don't you worry about that. Okay. This I want. It's our Christmas clacker. Christmas clacker, and it's a legitimate competition. We'll have to post actually rules of entry, believe it or not. We'll put them on our website, but the rules of entry are just enter and we'll draw it out of a hat live. When we record the podcast, we'll just put all the entries into a pot, pull one out. That's the winner. First, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So make sure you get all your entries in by the time we record episode, whatever it is. We'll remind you in the next episode recordings that we do that the competition date will be closing. So we'll give you all of that. We'll put a note on the website as well, and we'll put it on for Patreons and social medias and all that lot. But that's the competition prize. A V20, Adrian, a V20 Sunkwang keyboard in punk, purple and gold. I don't think we could have picked a better prize. So
I don't think
please
we could.
Do enter that. So that's
the first thing. Tote bag.
Well, again, the place where we get these keyboards from, this isn't a Kieran. I'll say that now. So
it's a Sunkwang.
It's a Sunkwang. The best Sunkwang keyboard they've made. It's the 20th version. So it's probably the best one they've done. Maybe the only one they've done. So, but that did lead me on to, other things about Christmas. And Gary, you'd asked about Christmas dinner stories, didn't you? So what was your Christmas dinner story you were dying to tell us there?
Well, I was hoping you guys had some funny stories because I definitely don't. So I'm the wrong guest on this. But I did have a question to posit to yourselves and your listeners. If you could only eat one single item of your Christmas dinner forever, every Christmas, what would it be? Like, I think mine would be roast potatoes because I love a good roast potato. And if I have to eat just roast potatoes for Christmas dinner, I think it certainly wouldn't be Brussels sprouts, and it wouldn't be. Mind you, there's an allure to a Yorkshire pudding, though, isn't there?
Pigs in blankets.
Pigs in blankets. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, pigs in. I don't know. Pigs in blankets. Maybe I'd go for that. I'm with you actually, Gary. I am a bit of a sucker for a roast potato.
Oh, I love a good roast potato.
And a really good stuffing ball as well.
Oh, I love.
But the thing is, though, it's hard to just pick one because the joy of the Christmas dinner is getting them all.
The melange,
the mix of flavors. You know, the spread of brown and bits
I love
of green.
a good spread of brown. That reminds me of my toilet stories.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately, especially with a touch of green.
Oh, God, that's so bad.
But I get that, and it's a bit like having gravy, because I think gravy is the cement that holds the meal together. I love
a good gravy.
I love a good gravy. And, yeah, but, you know, if I just had to have one item, I can kind of forego the meat or the chicken or the turkey or whatever it is, but I definitely would love a good roast potato.
Do you cook the Christmas dinner, Gary, in your house?
Oh, no. Well,
that's why he likes it.
I live in a house of vegetarians, so unfortunately,
but that means you can eat roast potatoes.
Well, yeah, we do have lots of roast potatoes, but it's like, you know, I'd love a bit of turkey every now and then.
You are allowed to eat meat, surely.
Well, I do.
Just because there's vegetarians present. I mean,
yeah. Well, I tend to go to Aldi the day before on Christmas Eve and get the stuff that's like 90% reduced, because you can get whole turkeys for like £4.
Yeah, but you got to cook them, Gary. You can't just eat them raw in the car.
He can.
He does.
Well, of course, with his teeth, but nothing else. He just eats the wrapper and everything.
I'm running the freezer down so it's clear for my Aldi sojourn on ChristmasEve, because it's 200 yards down the road.
You're running it down?
Yeah, so it's completely
calling
empty,
it names,
ready for the reduced,
stupid freezing shitbag.
The reduced,
you couldn't freeze anything. You're not even cold. Look at you. I'm colder than you.
It's like a scrum. It's a scrum. As soon as the woman puts out the 90% reduced stuff, it's a literal scrum to get the prawns and.
I can imagine,
else.
right?
Is it like Jingle All the Way?
I don't know about that, but it's
Turkey Man. So do you cook this meat then, Gary, that you get from the discount place? That you go for a discount place to get cheap meat, but you battle for the cheap.
Well,
right?
It's Aldi.
I admire your moxie.
It's because they don't want it in their freezer over Christmas, so they flog it for next to no money.
Well, I understand the sentiment. I'm just wondering who cooks it. I keep asking you that, and you're avoiding the question.
If I've got to put it in, and I'll put it in. But I think this year, we're having salmon en croûte.
Oh.
So
never say about putting your meat in.
Nothing says Christmas like the Christmas bloody salmon.
Happy Salmon Day.
Happy Salmon Day.
I did say that whatever I get reduced.
Salmon sandwiches are going to be lovely the next day.
We can't beat it with cider salmon.
You can. Turkey on Christmas Day is probably more traditional. I suppose people do have fish, don't they? But did we have last year? I can't remember now. I think we had a turkey crown. Probably the same this year. Yeah.
Between the beef and the chicken. That's right. I had the lasagna.
Well, last year we had a Chinese last Christmas dinner.
What did you have from the Chinese? Don't tell me a turkey.
Was he all right? Was he a good guest?
Was it Lo Wang? Was it Sung Wang?
Sung Wang.
Sung Wang.
But not this year. We're going salmon en croûte with roast potatoes and that kind of stuff.
I bet that's how difficult, I imagine, to get from a Chinese. That.
Yeah.
How do you know you're going to have salmon en croûte? It's like Aldi have all sold out of salmon.
No. Well,
yeah, there's a good question.
Because obviously the family have to be fed, so that will be salmon en croûte. So whatever I get from Aldi in the 90% reduced section will be added to my.
So what veg are you going to have with that besides roast potatoes?
Well,
I don't know you're in Yorkshire pudding with salmon. That can't be possible, surely.
Enjoy your Aldi hula hoop meal. 90% off.
Yeah, too bloody right.
There won't be hula hoops in there, Adrian. You're over branding there.
Aldi hula hoops. I don't know what they'll be called.
Loops. They'll be called spud loops.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what they are. They are called something like potato rings.
I think they are potato rings. Yeah, I think
Get your potato rings here. Well, anyway, I just thought it was just an interesting thing to think about. What will be on your plate?
So Christmas dinner, Gary, you're having fish. Adrian, this year, are you turkey? Are you cooking this year yourself?
Sure. No. We go. Like I said, we're going to my partner's daughters.
What a cop out! Christmas. Cook yourself, damn it, you bloody cheapskate.
No.
Fair enough.
Why don't you invite them round?
Yeah. They've got a massive house and there's loads of people going. There's other reasons as well, but it's easiest for us to go there.
That's fine.
What will you be having on Christmas dinner that day?
I think it'll be a standard, turkey, roasties, Yorkshire pudding,
all the trimmings,
all the good stuff, yeah. All the brown and green a man could dream of.
Oh,
Christmas
juicy.
crackers.
Yeah, there'll be Christmas crackers. I'll be having a
Good
silly hat on.
ones, Good
and then I'll
ones.
probably-
Where are we at the present scale on there? Are we talking bottle openers? Or are we talking fish that tell you future? Where are we at?
I think below that.
Below
What?
that,
What? Where are they going for them?
where do you
There's no
get them
such
from?
thing. Jeez,
90% off in Aldi.
Oh, my
B&M.
God.
You've got to B&M for your
Yeah.
crackers. Do these crackers go bang? No, you can't have everything.
No, the clackers.
You can say the word bang when you pull them.
Bang!
Absolutely. The little just, it's just a saying on it. It says, don't buy these crackers again. Oh, I won't.
Yeah, and inside there's just models of other crackers.
Maybe there's like a cracker within a cracker within a cracker, and it goes on forever until they become atom-sized.
That'd be fractal crackers.
Fractal crackers.
Frackers.
Yeah. Frackers.
I get quite funny about crackers. I have to tell you, I'm a bit of a cracker snob.
Yeah,
Bet you
well,
are.
we were looking at the crackers the other day in the shop, and they're a load of rubbish, aren't they? Really, nobody seems to be doing a paratrooper with a little parachute, and you throw him in the air, and he falls down very slowly. They don't seem to be doing that anymore. That was that, and the fish that in the palm of your hand, like Graham said.
If you go to B&M, you'll get them ones. The fish one, you'll get. In those ones, I found you get that. You get the fingernail, the painful mustache with the sort of iron grip for your bridge of your nose.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, they're horrific. Absolutely horrific. That's
You get
torture.
that. And you might, if you're lucky, get a compass in some of those, like a compass that doesn't really work. It doesn't really point north.
Yeah.
So you might, those are the lower end of the cracker range, and then in the top end, of course, you get in Maseratis and sports
Yeah.
cars. And if you really live in the high life, I've never gone that far. I think the
No.
most elaborate one I had was a set. There was like a mini set of screwdrivers in it, which was they were rubbish actually when I think about it. Rubbish. So no, I wasn't very happy with that.
Well, it's a nice meal, but then you settle down and then you watch some telly. So what do you watch then? What film are you going to sit down to watch? What Christmas classic?
I think it's what's on Christmas Day this year. Has anyone got the radio time? yet?
I haven't bought it yet.
But I don't generally watch much TV on Christmas Day ever. I've never watched the Queen's speech in my life. I don't watch EastEnders or anything like that. I used to watch Doctor Who, but I've gone
It's
right
gone
off
crap.
that.
It's gone
Oh,
crap.
I can't stand it, so I don't watch that.
So what's on then? Come on, let's have a look.
We're talking for 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
There's
Well,
the King's speech.
post-dinner, yeah.
Then you've got Scarecrow's Wedding, BBC One, Gladiators Celebrity Special,
Oh, my kids love that
okay.
program.
Shaun
We'll
the
be watching
Sheep,
that.
Fleece Navidad,
Mm,
Like
The
that.
Weakest Link. On BBC Two, you could watch Evil Under the Sun with Peter Ustinov, classic Agatha Christie.
Okay.
5 o'clock, Dad's Army at the BBC,
no, won't watch that.
and then Dad's Army at 6.
No, won't watch that.
On ITV, there's the King's speech. Then, like I said, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the
Okay.
traditional Christmas movie there, I think.
I won't say it was traditional Christmas, but
No.
Hey, it is. I think Raiders was a big Christmas film at the time, back in the 80s.
watching people get spiked through the face ain't my idea of Christmas fodder, but
Good
Good
easy
film, though.
come, easy go. On Channel 4, Frozen 2,
yeah.
followed by The Snowman.
Oh God,
Ironic.
that's really that snowman's.
So what's on later in the evening then on the BBC?
Okay, what time do you want me to go from? Do you want me to just go through
Oh,
it? I can
just go
I'll
through it, yeah.
All right, Strictly Come Dancing at 5:30.
Oh, we'll
Michael
watch that.
McIntyre.
Yeah,
Michael
I'm watching
McIntyre's Christmas Wheel.
No, I'd
Oh
rather
no, I
kill
won't be
myself.
watching that. Yep, same. I can't stand it.
EastEnders.
Nah,
Call the
Probably.
Midwife.
Definitely not.
no.
Amanda Land.
Yeah, I'll be watching that because it's hilarious.
More EastEnders. Mrs. Brown's
No.
Boys.
No,
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 BBC Two. Keeping Up Appearances. The Morecambe
no.
and Wise Show. The Lost
might be.
Tapes.
lost tapes. Goodness.
And then there's the Morecambe and Wise Show from 1975. 9:15, Jaws.
Oh, that's cheering everyone up.
Random.
Yeah. And then 11:15,
Spielberg
Jaws at
Christmas.
50, the definitive story.
I bet it's
There
just
you
like a
go.
really old shark going, I'm too tired to bite.
It's the story of the guy out of Moonraker.
Oh, he's dead now, so he ain't got much to say.
Well, that's what, yeah. It'll be all right on the night on ITV. There you
Oh
go.
my God,
Emma
who
Dale,
hosts that these days?
Tom Allen,
All right, okay.
Emma Dale.
Oh, I can't stand him.
Coronation Street. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
what's that?
Freddie Flintoff's Bullseye.
Oh God, so bad.
The
No,
1% Club.
No,
no.
can't make head or
then-
tail of what goes on in that program.
Oh, I like the 1% Club. 10:15, Romesh Ranganathan's Parents'
No,
Evening.
no, won't
God,
watch that.
is that guy on every show on TV at the moment, or what?
Yeah. Channel 4, The Alternative Christmas Message. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Oh,
Great
good
Chris-
choice for Christmas Day. That.
The Great Christmas Bake Off. That's good.
Oh,
Probably watch
yeah. I'll
that.
probably
Good
watch
choice
that.
for Christmas Day. That.
Gogglebox.
No,
Oh,
look
good
back.
choice for
No.
Christmas Day. That.
You're just pushing a sample box.
It's his HAAi MPC that holds 30 hours.
It's just exactly that.
and then Notting Hill round the day off.
Of course it is.
That's
There you go. That's your
Love Actually not on this Christmas. That's crazy.
I think it is somewhere, but it's not on Christmas Day.
Christmas Eve, maybe. Yeah.
Well, that's half the course of Christmas Day, by the sounds of it.
If you want more Christmas stuff, Channel 5 has The Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl at 3:25. Armageddon at 6:10.
Goodness me.
Cheer everyone up.
But then 9:15, Gary, Only Fools and Horses, Greatest Christmas Moments.
Oh.
9:15. And 10:45, Billy Connolly, 30 Funniest Moments. I was going to ask, what's your best alternative Christmas films?
Alternative?
So films that are not specifically Christmas, maybe not set at Christmas, but things you kind of like to watch at Christmas that get you in a kind of festive mood. I'll give you an example. Groundhog Day. I think it's quite a Christmassy. It has a Christmassy kind of vibe. It's not set at Snowy. It's set in February, so it's not actually a Christmas film. But I do like to watch that film at Christmas. You got any that you particularly like that are not, specifically Christmassy, but feel seasonal?
Of season, of the season.
Yeah, you got any?
Well, The Wizard of Oz, I guess, because that's a Christmas film.
You can see the rest of the family up to when you watch that, Gary.
I had to think about that one. Although it was really annoying in the new Wicked films that the Munchkins are just regular-sized people, which seems to defeat the point of them being
That's
Munchkins.
all they ever were.
They've got the
massive.
It's only a Munchkin if it speaks in a high-pitched voice. Hello, Dorothy. That kind of thing.
That wasn't high-pitched.
Well, we represent the Lollipop Guild.
That's terrifying, but accurate. I'll give you that. See, I knew it was in there somewhere. All those genes coursing through your veins, Gary. All that Munchkin DNA, and there it is coming out.
What was the name of that film with Chevy Chase in, which is the true story of the Munchkins on the set? Do you remember when they were all getting up to trouble? That's a Christmas film, I would guess.
Maybe.
I don't know that it is. Maybe it is. I don't know, actually. It's a good question. I'm trying to think of films that I sort of seasonal films, but I think maybe you're right, Groundhog Day, maybe, but...
Watching E.T.
Yeah, E.T.'s a good shout.
Because E.T.'s always been on at Christmas, isn't it? It's always
on at Christmas again.
And then
it's on sometime.
I cry every time. It's just a killer.
Really?
A killer. Oh, it's a killer. It went at the end, and the music, the John Williams music.
Did your microphone just go wrong?
Is that your impression of E.T. or John Williams?
Is someone pulling the string on your back, Gary?
God, that's uncanny, isn't it?
Pull it again.
It's so brilliant, though, isn't it? So
ouch. God, I don't know.
I don't know. E.T. I would suggest is a great Christmas.
Yeah, no. I mean, because you could. I mean, there's a part of me that always associates like James Bond films with Christmas because they were always shown.
No, I always associate James Bond
like
with Sunday afternoon, a generic Sunday.
Well, you would.
Yeah, no, I can dig that because last year they did have a Bond film on Christmas Day, didn't they? So, hopefully not one of the really racist ones.
No, exactly.
There's not much to choose from.
Just a warning at the beginning: we recommend that nobody from Japan watches this film at all, ever, for the rest of time. And please forgive Sean Connery for being turned Japanese in that movie. And taking a Japanese wife, but not the ugly one. I didn't like that one. So bad. So bad, that film.
It's making me laugh just thinking about it.
Because it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I very rarely am I watching a film where I am literally agog. Watch something like even the opening sentence is bad. It's like something about that. Why do all Chinese girls taste the same? That's the opening line. So it starts. You're like, this is down a path you didn't want to head down, doesn't it? Really?
I'm not going to take the ugly one. Oh.
No, he doesn't. They bring up a succession of Japanese women. He's like, not that one. No,
I know. I remember.
It's just, and when they turn in Japanese, they basically give him a toupee and really strange eyebrows. Put him in a kimono. Put him in a kimono. It's really weird. All right, it's just weird. So not that for Christmas, Adrian. Not that film.
All right.
I don't know actually. I'm thinking what films have I? I'm thinking because films with sort of snowiness in them would probably be on the agenda there. But
Merry Christmas.
Well, what about this question you've got here? Your top 3 Christmas snacks. Well, I'm going to go straight with a bag of treats. Do you remember treats?
I
You
don't
get them in
remember
a
treats.
select. You get
Yeah.
like in the yellow packet.
The toffee ones, toffee chocolate.
No, they were
toffee.
they were basically like M&Ms, weren't they? They were like
chocolate
British
nuts.
M&Ms. Yeah, and they
Yes,
just
yeah,
they
no, I remember
died. At
treats.
some
Yeah.
point after 1984, you couldn't get them.
Because they're
Yeah.
M&Ms now.
Yeah, that's right. And, if you're going to get a Christmas, you're going to think about a bowl full of random nuts and sultanas. What was all that about? Why did nobody ever ate them at any other point in the year? And suddenly, like December 23rd, there was a bowl of strange nuts.
Walnuts and Brazil nuts and
raisins
stuff.
and sultanas. Like,
Yeah.
The nutcracker that you never knew you had appeared.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
You're like, what is
exactly.
this rubbish?
But you get the walnuts, right? Crackable. You get the Brazil nuts, maybe crackable. You get the hazelnuts, probably quite crackable, and then you get the almonds. They're like dangerous. They can scoot out of the nutcrackers and shoot out about 100 miles an hour like bullets. Dangerous.
Stop
I
naming
cracked a window with one of them. Literally shot out like a bloody almond dart and smashed the window. I'm like, what the hell? And I didn't realize I could compress nutcrackers so strongly. Not that I've got a really strong nut grip, but clearly I do.
So, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Well, you do want that in certain situations.
And a bowl of satsumas. Bowls of satsumas.
Are you a satsuma or a clementine, Gary?
Oh, whichever one. I'm happy with whatever they are. But like, where did they just come from? Like, who wants a piece of fruit?
No, my top Xmas snack I get every year. I've had it for years and years. It's toffee fee. I love toffee.
Yeah,
fee.
they're a bit nice. Them. They're a bit.
We
nice.
get them at Christmas. The sort of little cups of caramel and chocolate and nut. They just go very easily.
I'm a sucker for an after eight. I do like mint. I do like dark chocolate and mint. I'm a bit of
I like those.
And I've tried all the variants because they brought out some fancy pants ones last year. So there was the regular mint thins if you're going for the budget ones, but after eights if you're going official, they're not much more. And then there was these, like, it was an After Eight collection, and there was all these variations of After Eight, but they weren't in the thin format. They were like little sweets versions, like little triangles filled with minty goo or different flavored goos. But they were really, really nice. There was one that was like a crunchy textured. They were really nice. Yeah, recommend them.
That sounds like what they did with the Terry's chocolate orange as well, because you can get the orange segment, bags of orange segments.
Nice.
They are good.
Nice,
they are.
Well, I'll tell you the strangest thing I used to have at Christmas, because we used to get.
Where's this going to go?
You used to get red cabbage. You used to get red cabbage in the jar. You used to get red cabbage in the jar. We used to get it every Christmas, and I love pickled red cabbage. And I used to, at the end of Christmas, Day or Boxing Day, I used to do a red cabbage sandwich.
What the actual fuck?
Red cabbage sandwich. I loved it.
Did you run out of ketchup and cheese?
It used to turn the bread.
Brown sauce and cheese.
And I really used to love my red cabbage sandwiches. Pickled red cabbage sandwich. Oh my God, amazing.
I do like pickled red cabbage.
I love
it's very nice.
red cabbage.
But in a sandwich, though? In
a sandwich, it's amazing.
Not sure in a sandwich. I imagine the bread will just go so soggy in 2 seconds.
It did. It used to be
impossible
soggy
to eat.
and red. Yeah. But that's the strangest thing I probably would have had to eat, a pickled red cabbage sandwich.
Okay.
Yes, it is a more unusual Christmas sort of snack, one might say, isn't it?
I might sell this idea to Sainsbury's. Could be a winner. It's a winner. It's a real winner.
Christmas. It's a beaut. It's a Christmas winner. It doesn't have taste, but you can't have everything.
Well, you can't write words that or anything. No.
So Christmas snacks, the top three then. So because you're going savoury and sweet. So what are you all savoury, Adrian? Or are you a mixture?
Mine are toffee fee cashews. We don't have cashews very often. I always like cashews at Christmas. Cashew
over
nuts.
Pistachios.
Yeah. I like cashews. Good, they're favourite nuts. And then maybe I don't know. Actually, the Terry's chocolate orange segments, I do like them. They're quite nice.
Yeah, quite nice. What about you, Gary? Are you all savoury or are you all sweet? Or are you an evil fusion of the two?
Probably a fusion of the two. I'm trying to think.
Was it Turkish delight you like at Christmas?
No, I love a bit of Fry's Turkish delight. Again, did you get them in the selection boxes? I don't think you did you? You got crap like marathons.
Well, it's because it was different company.
Yeah.
Fry's never did a.
Imagine Fry's doing a selection box. It's all Turkish delight.
It'd be all Turkish delight. They don't do anything else.
Mint cream. Yeah,
that's it. So I'd go with a bowl of nuts, a bowl of satsumas, and a pickled cabbage sandwich.
You brought fruit into the equation. We didn't count on that.
And what's yours, Graham?
I'm going to go with the after eights for the sweetness. I do like the after eights. I am actually a fan of the classic cracker, as in the Jacob's cracker selection. I like them.
I forgot about the cheeses. Forgot
They're
about
a
the
foreign
Christmas
body, yeah,
cheeses.
so I'll combine crackers and cheese, a bit of that.
Smoked
And-
cheese.
and
I love a nice cheese board.
And a pickled onion on there as well. Get the pickled onions on that. So that combo is nice. So I don't know if that counts as too many, really. But
I like a nice bit of prosciutto with the ham, with the cheese
exactly.
and on the cracker. That's really nice.
Just took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, some of them sort of fancy deli meats that you get.
Yeah,
as well.
oh yeah, oof, lovely.
So that's the combination I'd go for these days. Back in the day, it would have just been sweet,
It'd been
sweets, and more sweets.
Whatever. It'd been sausage rolls, quality streets.
Now, I have to tell you, I had a pork pie from a proper butcher's pork pie the other day. It was like one with pickled meat. Oh, it was amazing. So maybe that is probably as an extra in there. Pickled pork pie. Good one though, not these Melton Mowbray rubbish things that you get in supermarkets. A proper one from a butcher's. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't like the jelly.
No, I'm not a jelly fan.
No, when you bite into a pork pie, you think, the meat's really nice, and then your teeth touches the jelly thing, and you're like, oh my God, this is revolting. Ugh.
Yeah.
No thanks.
You have to just, you can always ask the butcher, say, how much jelly have you put in this pie? It's not a question they like to answer, but...
And can you tell me the origin of this jelly?
Why? What's the point?
Is this your own jelly, or where's this come from exactly?
It's like
have you produced this yourself?
Yeah,
it's fat.
Exactly.
It's the fat. It's meat fat, isn't it? So
it's revolting. It's absolutely revolting.
I quite like it. A bit of brown sauce on it. It's a cure-all for that.
I love a sausage roll with a bit of brown sauce. Nice.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Nice bit of chutney or something. Oh, nice, really nice chutney with a bit of like a nice sausage roll.
And then I suppose the final thing is just my question to you two, actually, since it's Christmas and all, is what are you getting for Christmas? Or what have you asked for? If you do indeed ask for things these days, because I don't really. And what are you getting for your significant others, if you're in a safe space to say it?
I'm in a safe space. I've got my partner a dress that she picked. I'm like, that's safe. A food grinder. Who's been after one of them. I bought her a tree for the garden.
A tree.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Who says romance is dead?
And
the gift that keeps on giving and growing.
What's wrong with that?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And what else have I got? I was a nice book and a load of sort of stocking filler stuff. That's what I've got.
And Gary, for you?
A bread and yogurt maker machine.
How does that even work?
I don't know. We're going to find out on Christmas Day.
It's all soggy.
Yeah, it's clever.
It's one or the other. It's supposed to make one or the other.
Clever,
it's made some kind of
brogurt.
It's made brogurt. What's that? It's bready yogurt. It's bread flavored yogurt.
It's very clever.
It's really thick. It's really thick.
My partner likes to make bread, so it's a brand new.
So
does she like to make yogurt as well?
Making part is getting there.
Well, that's what it is. It's just fancy. It's just fancy.
Is this from Temu by any chance?
No, it's from Tefal. It's from Tefal, not Temu.
You sure? Because that Temu, that sounds very much like something you might get on Temu. That.
No, it's a proper pizza kit.
Bread and yogurt combined at last.
Claws.
Together, the partnership you never thought you needed.
Which are you going to make first?
The jelly.
Make yogurt first and then the bread, or the bread first and then the yogurt?
Oh, the options are endless.
Well, they're not really. You got two.
I'm mesmerised by a machine that can do those things in combination.
I'll send you photos on the day.
I want photographs of the before and after, please.
Yeah. And you, before and after.
Yeah. Simply Bread. Please tell me that's what it's called.
Simply Brogurt. What have you got then? For
who? For my wife or for somebody else? So I've got a collection of things, haven't I? So for my wife, I've got some, make sure she's not within earshot. I've got her some nice boots. That she wanted some sort of boots, so I got her those. And also got her some perfume, which she likes. And for my daughter, I have some sunglasses, which she wanted. And for my son, number one, he wanted a iWatch because he's taken up running. He's planning on doing a marathon, so he's been training for that. So figured that would help him with that, to get his times and all that. And then for my eldest, he wanted a real collection of strangeness. So some Warhammer, a Dungeons and Dragons book, and this comes out on Christmas Day, so we won't spoil anything for him. And a microphone, because he wanted a microphone as well. So yeah, there's an interesting collection of things. And I've also got some, other side bits and bobs, little stocking fillers and such like that. But what do you ask for Christmas, Adrian?
I didn't ask for anything. I just said, whatever.
So what are you expecting by demand?
If I'm honest, I've no idea. I'm just happy with whatever I get.
Do you think it's an age? Because I when people ask me what I want for Christmas, I'm kind of like, I don't really
everything I want,
have anything.
I get myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fine.
same.
Well, wow, you're such a modern man. But whatever I want, I get.
So I have literally the worst person to ask. Yeah, but you could get your own, right? I mean, what you asked for Christmas, Gary? What are you going to get?
I have a funny feeling. So band T-shirts and a
band, as in they've been not allowed to be worn by anyone.
A whole bunch of band T-shirts that I gave them the option. And then my partner said, we've gone
ready for
off-piste.
pegging. Is that one of your T-shirts you've got? Don't worry, Gary. It might be by the time I finish on Temu.
And what else did I ask for? A spaghetti western soundtrack album.
Which one?
Well, it's a collection of spaghetti western themes which has come out.
Is it recorded on the medium of spaghetti?
No,
it's brilliant, wouldn't it?
It's by Surgeon Leon.
It's the Aldi. It's from the Aldi's Isle of Shite, isn't it? Surgeon Leona.
Yeah, so there'll be a bit of Ennio on and various other composers, but other than that, I don't need much.
Ennio?
No, Ennio.
Ennio. Oh, how have we not made the connection?
Not Ennio.
Ennio meets Ennio.
Ennio Morricone. Senor Morricone.
That would have been a great combination, wouldn't it? Ennio and Ennio.
Ennio
Together at
Morricone.
last. The combination you didn't know you
never
wanted.
thought you wanted, but now you've got them.
The Celts meets Once Upon a Time in the West. Goodness, that'd be a combination.
Yeah. One is bread, one is yogurt.
Once upon a time in Ireland.
It's the yin yang of all devices that I can't quite figure it out. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm mesmerised by the idea of that. And then did she ask for a bread maker or a yogurt maker, or did you just get a bread maker that did yogurt, or a yogurt maker that did bread? How did you make that decision? I need to know.
Well, I just got given a list.
Bread and yogurt maker.
It was a bread and yogurt maker. Was you asked two separate things and you've just figured that one would do?
You've Temu'd it.
Temu'd it, yeah. Sorry, I thought exactly.
Well, you might have that disappointment face. You'd be like, oh, I was looking forward to getting a yogurt maker. And you could say, well, this is a bread maker and a yogurt maker, but it might not be. You might just think it is. And then it could be a tough Christmas day for you, that, Gary.
Yeah, I know it'll be a tough Christmas day.
And you've got children. What do you? Have they asked for expensive devices these years? The kids, when they get older, they do get more expensive, don't they? Generally.
Well, yeah. We're saying this today. As they get older, everything gets more expensive and smaller.
So they want diamond jewelry then.
Well, yeah, posher Lego kits, basically.
Oh, well, Lego's expensive these days.
Oh
isn't
God,
it?
Lego.
Crazy.
Talking about Lego, my brother said,
Crazy.
because my brother's got into Lego. My brother's, what date is today? My brother retires in 3 days. That's weird, isn't it?
What is going on? Wow. Okay.
I know. So he retires in 3 days, but for his birthday, he bought himself, or he got with his birthday money, an the AT-AT Lego kit. And I said, I asked him, I said, what do you want for Christmas? And he went, the Death Star. And I went, yeah, right. But so I thought, I'll have a look. How much? 900 quid.
Fuck it for 900
900 quid. Does it fire real lasers and kill planets?
No, 900 quid. I was like, Jesus.
You get real stormtroopers with it. Like, they come to your house and everything.
The Starship Enterprise was 350 quid.
Oh,
that's not bad if it flies for real.
That's no Lego kid.
It's just, I was like, geez, 900 quid.
And now,
it's outrageous.
One of my wife's relatives is very into the Disney Lego, and they've got the castle, the big Disney castle. And I thought that was in the hundreds, and then they superseded that with the Harry Potter castle, which was, I think, nearly $1,000, something ridiculous like that. It's absolutely, I mean, it's massive, don't get me wrong, but then
I ended up getting him the No Time to Die Aston Martin Lego kit.
That's very cool. How much was that?
That was only 41.
That's not bad at all, actually, for that.
It comes with a little James Bond figure as well. It's quite cool. That actually looks quite cool when it's made
that's very cool. I've seen I saw the Back to the Future one, which was pretty impressive.
Crazy. Well, let's all just have a wonderful time and accept the fact that our lives are practically the most magical things that we'll ever have, and Christmas Day will be fun, feast and frolics, and we should raise a glass to jolliness and red cabbage pickled sandwiches.
Yeah, peace and goodwill.
Or as Tiny Tim said, God bless us, one and all.
God bless.
Yeah, God bless us, everyone. And also, you know what, enjoy your yogurt bread yogurt, whatever it is you have on that day when it comes out of the creating device. I imagine it's like that device in The Fly. You're just going to put yogurt and
it's a Brundle machine.
It's a Brundle yogurt maker. It's like, just don't get any flies in there. There's something horrible.
No, from Brundle.
Yeah, make sure there's none of your DNA going into it.
Oh God, God, can you imagine that bread version of Gary comes out? Kill it.
Pull my string.
Oh, no. My leg is made of sourdough.
Help me.
Right. On that note, I did put out a request to our patrons for some comments about Christmas. We got a long one from David Hearn-Writer, another couple on our Patreon. So I'm just going to go and read those out. They took the time.
I think that makes sense.
And I'm going to take the time to read them on our Christmas Cracker. David Hearn-Writer on our Discord. He wrote, my first Commodore Christmas arrived like a budget miracle wrapped in discount tinsel. A C16 with Jack Attack on cartridge bundled with a natty blue Commodore bag that screamed, I'm part of the future, the affordable future. They knocked it down to a third the price of a C64, making it the perfect digital vice for a kid whose Christmas wish list had been snipped by the Grinch, Santa's accountant, or possibly both. That festive season, I commandeered the family telly. I was soon shifting blocks around, squashing balloons like Scrooge popping joy bubbles, and attempting to conquer all 64 levels. I never did. Perhaps it's just a simple puzzle platformer, but when it's the only decent game under your tree, and your presents include a second-hand willow pattern plate, a rubber band, and something horrible knitted by Nana, you savour it like it's the last Tim Tam at the family gathering. I still fire up the almost identical C64 version on occasion, letting that 8-bit Christmas nostalgia wash over me like alcoholic vegan eggnog amnesia. It reminds me of simpler times where tomorrow's biggest problem was figuring out how to reach the next level, not how to keep my job. Another year writing dodgy SQL queries that only half tell the story to my employee. Joined aren't my strong suite. The following Christmas delivered a showstopper wrapped in a kilometres of sellotape, a C64 and impossible mission, a single low platform game with puzzle pieces inspired by IKEA, a relentless timer ticking down like the oven time when Christmas dinner was cooking, silky animations smoothing the custard on your pudding, or the yogurt from Gary's bread maker machine, digitized speech that reminded you of your least favourite teacher, crazy robots patrolling their master's lair like mall security guards at the Boxing Day sales, and the villainous elven atom vendor saying, another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever. This reminded me of Uncle Bill after his fifth sherry. It felt like he stayed forever sometimes. Speaking of Uncle Bill, where were robots that could electrocute folk on demand? I digress. I'd never seen anything like it. Here was a game with more depth and variety than any stocking stuffer I'd ever unwrapped. Even Astro Wars, Merlin, and Digital Derby looked pedestrian now. Reflexes alone wouldn't cut the mustard anymore. You needed brains, planning, patience, and the ability to resist hurling your joystick through the window when those bloody robots fried you for the millionth time. Even your agent scream was memorable. Game Design 101, a stunner from Epix wrapped up in class rather than the cash-laden brown paper bags more befitting an Ocean title. Commodores became part of the Christmas routine, as much a ritual as watching aggro in the morning, getting to church, eating until you couldn't whilst watching iconic Aussie TV like A Country Practice, or the Star Wars Holiday Special again and asking yourself, what was that? I still don't know. They were such good, uncomplicated times. Games of today may be better, but they'll never be as magical.
Very nice. You can tell he's a great writer.
Thank you, David. Impossible Mission is too hard. It's too hard.
It is a really difficult game.
It's too hard, and it has puzzle pieces that look like beans.
They do, yeah. Somebody, what did he describe them as? IKEA.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Anyway, okay. We got a couple of responses on Patreon as well. John Ebbs, my father passed away at Halloween 2025. Oh, man, sorry, Kieran.
That's sad. Very sad.
Yeah, he never was a rich man, but in 1987, he went bust getting me a C64 for Christmas. I played the cover tape Cool Spool from DU all day. How I cursed while playing Flying Shark. Rest in peace, Dad, and happy holidays to the podcast. Oh, sorry, man.
Poignant. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry for your loss there, John.
Condolences. Yeah.
Deadlock said, hey guys, just wanted to say happy Christmas and thanks for a fantastic year of reviews and banter. There's always at least one laugh out loud moment in every podcast, and I look forward to it every week. I hope Santa is good to you both, and you get some nice presents like Simply Red Stars or the best of Michael Bolton. Bolter?
Possibly a Christmas welcoming committee.
Absolutely, that's what I prefer. Keep up the great work, and I'm really looking forward to what comes next once you run out of Zap. There we go. And on that note, so we've only got about 13 episodes of the main podcast left, I think, counting, 15, I suppose, if you count the 2 bread bins, are going to be at the end. So that'll take us to about April, May time. At that point, we'll probably take a small break because we kind of need one when we come back, in a week or so. But when we come back, the plan is as follows. We're going to go twice a month. I think, to be fair to ourselves, we need to spread things out a bit. It's been, I look back at the moment you asked me back in 2021, how often are we doing these? And I went, once a week will be all right. Regret that statement ever since, because it's been quite hard at times to actually do this. Every week, most weeks for the last 5 years, which I'm sure you can all appreciate. But we've done it, so it's done. But it's a decision I look back on, because I think to myself, if I said every other week, we'd have another 5 years of this left.
True, yeah, true. Would have taken a while.
It would have been nearly 60 by the time you finish this damn thing, which would be crazy. So it is what it is. We're going to do that. So we're not doing another magazine, because our affinity was with Zap, our affinity was with the C64. And doing that, the way we've sort of ended up doing the podcast sort of thing has covered all the cultural stuff, films, what came out in this month. We've talked about all those things. I think if we just went and did another magazine, it would just feel like, I don't know, we wouldn't do the same. Amiga games are too big. There's too much faff. C64, the 8-bit stuff, was kind of a perfect fit for these kind of things.
Yeah.
And it kind of all fits. So for the first few months, we're going to go, like I said, 2 episodes a month. One of those for the first few months will be C64 based, sort of keep our running theme. The plan is probably for those first few months to kind of keep off a little bit of this format, but probably look at those games that came out in 93. There's a few games that come out in 93. So some things like, Mayhem in Monsterland, I think it's 83. There's a few. So we've got probably enough to go for a few months just on those. A similar kind of format, but without the, more like the games that Zap forgot and things like that. So we'll kind of sort of have a look at that, and that's kind of what we do. But it may be, if we've got interviews lined up or whatever, but it'll be something C64 based. The other episode is kind of going to be whatever retro thing we kind of feel like covering. And that's going to be films, TV shows, music, games, whatever. Okay, so so it might be a series. So we might look at like I said, at some point I got to watch Tron Ares. So we might do the Tron films one week. We might do, we might look at Lost, or we might look at the X-Files, or we might look at something like that, there'll probably be shorter episodes, but that's what we're kind of going to do. All right, so we're still, me and Graham, so we're going to do that, and that's the plan. It might be Battle of the Pilots, all format wars, whatever we can think of, and whatever, people might suggest stuff and go, yeah, that sounds all right, and that's the plan. So we're going like every, twice a month. I know that we sort of 5 weeks a month, but we're only going to do 2 episodes a month. If you are a Patreon, we're going to do a monthly special episode, which is going to kind of be like this, I guess. Shorter, probably. But essentially what we've been watching is sort of more, just to sort of more keep, chat up to date sort of thing. What we've been watching, what we've been listening to, what we've been playing, all that kind of thing. And we're going to do that. And that's going to be a Patreon exclusive each month. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, you'll get 3 episodes a month. If you're not, you only get 2. And that's the plan when we come back, sort of May, June time. So that's what we're doing. And hopefully you'll stick with us and you'll stick alongside the ride, And we're still going to be us. And I think that's the plan. Graham, you got anything you want to add to that?
Oh, I think I endorse that plan. It has been, it's been particularly challenging to get, especially towards the end of the podcast, to get everything done. So just taking putting the brakes on a little, but keeping the content as funny and as focused as it is, and it's still us doing the stupid stuff. It's still going to be us going off and doing crazy tangent stuff and all of that. It's all of that. Gary, of course, will be joining us now and again as well, because we're bound to do ones where we look at in the episodes that aren't about games. There'll be music episodes in there. I think we've already spoken about looking at one for maybe looking at Kraftwerk stuff and looking at some albums, and just Gary is a fountain of knowledge about stuff like that, so start to pick his brains a bit for that. But also, like you said, I think it's a good opportunity to just use the Zap to the Past mantra to look at other things that were in the past, maybe a little. So there's the movies like the Trons and like the Bonds and like the things like that, just stuff like that where we've had where there've been tertiary mentions. So remember like Dusty Bond, that's the thing that came out of Zap to the Past. We could explore a bit more of that. And just, it'll be fun and laughs. And that's, I think, the key thing. It'll be a good laugh. And I think the shorter timing of the episodes, so there won't be great 2.5 hour, 3 hour epics like this. They'll be a little bit shorter, but that means that you're going to go, there might be a little bit more listenable in 1 or 2, 1.5 sittings, as opposed to 3 or 4, however many episodes you're breaking it up into. But I'm quite looking forward to this direction we're taking. And I think it's going to be really, really good fun. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. And also gives us a chance to play some of the games that we've meant to kind of look at. These games that Zap haven't looked at, there's plenty of them still dotted about. There's compilation games. There's the newfangled fancy pants ones, which we've, every now and again we talk about. There's scope to still look at plenty of C64 stuff for that one episode, and then have the other episode to focus on some really good other stuff as well. And keeping in the Zapped to the Past spirit, we'll probably hate on pretty much everything anyway, so works for me.
Yeah, and it's probably a sort of idea. Or one of the ideas is that the things we kind of look at will kind of have their roots in that kind of 80s, 90s period, but may have sort of more modern things. So like you said, like Tron, there's a new Tron film out, the Rambo films, Predator films, things like that.
The music of Jean-Michel Jarre as well, because that's a sort of a big... Some of these things are kind of big deals for us three, me, you and Gary, because when I thought about it, the C64 demos that had Jarre music in, that might have been where I first heard some of it, in fact. So it's... There's things like that we can, where we can just dive a little bit deeper into that, the interesting stuff about that, and where it all goes. I think it's just some good scope in it all, I think.
So hopefully you're all right with that. Gary, you're as a live audience, you didn't know about that. So what do you think? All right?
I'm going to cancel my subscription. I'm sorry.
And I'm never coming on an episode again. We finally got rid of him.
I think the key thing there is the retro element, isn't it? The kind of when you get to a certain age like we are, you look back with a fondness for these things and you riff on that. I think that's the key element, is to have the retro element, and because you have love for that, though, don't you? And that's what comes out. I think from these podcasts is you can diss it all, but there's it's like being married. You're always moaning about it, but you love them at heart.
Well, that's maybe your marriage, just to be clear about that. Not sure I endorse that, but yes, I agree with the sentiment. And of course, this does give us opportunities to discuss things that were originally outside the scope of Zapped to the Past being about C64 games. There's still a bit of that, but I love the idea of it being. There could be some books, choose your own adventure books. At one point we talked about that. There's little bits of our pasts that we've often alluded to talk about, because these are all key factors in all of our formative, not just the C64, but there's an entire culture of stuff that exists around it in like its sort of orbit, like that Jarre and like choose your own adventure books and like you with your mixtapes. And there's a bunch of stuff that I think there's plenty of mileage to dive into, but we're of a certain age, as you rightly say, and that comes with a fondness for all sorts of really interesting things that I think bringing them up will give nostalgia vibes to a lot of people who probably have actually, I would argue, probably fall into the same categories in similar ways. So I can see people liking it. I hope they do. Yeah,
I hope they do. But that'll be still got a while though. Yeah, still got a few months. We've got to finish off that first. Like I said, 13 episodes and counting.
Yep, and the games aren't getting any better either.
No. Maybe 12, actually, depending on what we do with October. October 1992, there were only 4 games in the magazine.
Yeah, well, I suppose because of that, but then we've got the bread bins, and then we've got the bread bin of bread bins, haven't we? So we've got to do a double bread bin, which is handy with Gary with his bread and yoghurt making. Maybe you could help us with that.
Maybe we call the last one the yoghurt. The yoghurt of the bread bins. The yoghurt mix.
The bread and yoghurt awards.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, this has gone on for a long time. I think we should call this Christmas cracker to a close.
People have eaten their Christmas dinners and they're passed out in the corner now.
Absolutely, just as still wobbling on the podcast. Gary, have you got anything you would like to add here at the end?
No, at the end of all things. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, yourselves, your listeners, and the way the world's going, I hope it's a real safe one wherever they are.
Yeah, well said. Yes, I echo that sentiment. Merry Christmas, one and all. Have some time with your families or your significant others, or even if it's just on your own. But I will say this, at Christmas time, if you don't have to be on your own and you're not comfortable with that, don't feel like you have to be. You know what? This can be a lonely time and especially for men out there. I'm just saying this because this is quite an important message I think that we should say. There's a lot of men out there at Christmas time. It can be a rough time, men, families, and there's all sorts of stuff going on in the world, as Gary says. So just remember that you don't have to be on your own. If you feeling lonely, go and seek some support. Go and find somebody out there. Go to one of the many different Samaritan organizations or something like that. But don't just sit there in silence at Christmas and get and start to feel that pain. You don't have to do that. So my message to Christmas is to have a peaceful and safe Christmas, as Gary said and as rightly said. But also, please, if you are feeling low this Christmas for any reason, and there's many reasons you might, don't feel that you have to sit there and suffer in silence. Reach out to somebody, anybody, because there's got to be somebody out there for you, I'm sure.
Exactly.
I will echo that. Good words, Graham. Good words. On that note, I think we say goodbye. So, as ever, I have been Adrian Mills.
I have been Graham Raddings.
I've been Gary Wilson.
And you've been listening to the musings of bready yogurt. We'll see you once again in 2026. Have a safe, happy Christmas and a great new year. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Zapped to the Past podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of Commodore 64 games, as well as the music, films and TV from around the 1980s, driven, of course, by the issue of Zapped 64 magazine published at that time. We will return with a whole new batch of games and stuff to talk about next week. Until then, if you want to listen to or download previous episodes of Zapped to the Past, and why wouldn't you, they can all be found on our website at zappedtothepast.com, as well as being available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Audible, Player FM, and, well, pretty much anywhere where we can upload them. By the way, we do always love to hear from our amazing listeners, so if you'd like to contact us about anything in the podcast or beyond, you can do so by emailing us at zappedtothepast@gmail.com. We're also active on Twitter under @ZapTother, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and most social media platforms. Just search for Zapped to the Past and you'll find us. Oh, and if you like the podcast and what we're doing, please do like, share, review, rate us. It really helps. Something. Apparently, the Zapped to the Past podcast is written and produced by Adrian Mills and Graham Raddings and recorded at Flaky Bits 2.0 Studio. All opinions expressed are those of the writers, and while we indeed love Zapped 64 magazine, the Zapped to the Past podcast is not affiliated with it in any way. Stay safe, see you next time, and remember, we play these games so you don't have to.